we go. All right. How's everybody doing today? We're starting off. Give everybody a minute here to start cycling in. What's up, Thomas? Are we allowed to talk Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse spoilers? Yes, it's been a week, so yes. As Sean has such advised. Yeah, man, like I've said many times, it's only the week of that I don't allow any spoilers in the chat, so everything's free to play right now. It's not the right word, but you know what I meant. I had a nickel for every time a multiverse movie had a bagel be relevant to the plot. I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. That is very, very true, man. That is very true. I wasn't even, I hadn't even like put that together until later. And the fact that there is an Everything Everywhere All at Once Easter egg in that movie that I didn't initially catch the first time. I don't even know if I caught it until the breakdown at all. Like there's an actual like parody poster of Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was a nice little nod and fun little thing. When spider totems are chasing Miles, totems? In the therapist's office, Daredevil is chasing him. Daredevil is in the bottom corner. How did Daredevil get into the Spider Society HQ? Really? Huh, I'm gonna have to go back and take a look. I don't remember seeing that. And I'm surprised that hadn't been called out. How did none of the spider totems notice Daredevil? Why was he there? I mean, that Daredevil, or could be a spider person, for all we know. Spider Devil, yeah, Sean's got it. I don't know. Sony's making a movie about El Muerto. Who's next? The Wall? The Wheel? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. As far as live action goes, Sony is still something that I don't put a lot of faith in. And everybody's like, I've seen a lot of people saying that people wanted Sony to give Spider-Man back to the MCU. They're doing just fine. I was like, really? They're only doing just fine animated. Like they've had that's it. Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. All their live action stuff has been extremely, I wasn't going to say hit or miss, but I mean, Venom was financially successful. Wasn't necessarily like a hit critically or even like with fans and stuff. So I don't know. After that, though, it's been a real mixed bag. This year's Future Game Show was the biggest flop since Morbius. Co-host says to us, Yuri Lowenthal, my spider sense is tingling, yet they don't show Marvel Spider-Man 2 after. I think you meant the Summer Game Fest. Or are you talking about something else? I don't know what the Future Game Show is. But I mean, yeah, that's fine. They talked about the game. They talked about some details we didn't know. That's still cool. They don't have to show anything for it to be exciting. I mean, if you wanted to see something, we just got a trailer like a few weeks ago, but they're not going to show off anything major or substantial at an event that's not a state of play for PlayStation. I've just recently started Superman and Lois and I've been watching your reactions following the episodes. It's a great show so far and love the reactions. Oh, awesome. Oh, yikes. How far into it are you? I love that show, man. I really do. How would you like Marvel to introduce Miles Morales into the live-action MCU? He's been mentioned at least once so far. I would totally be interested in seeing that dynamic. I'm still curious about Peter's journey, especially having done what they've done to his identity, his connections. I'd really like to. I'm very interested in that. But if we give it time, I would love to see Tom Holland eventually take on that mentorship role, but I think he still has a lot of growing to do himself. I prefer Marvel to introduce Gwen into the MCU and make her Ghost Spider. We haven't seen a live-action Gwen since 2014. A casting would be Gwen would be Dove Cameron. It's not a bad one. I don't know if Gwen's going to be the route anywhere that they would go for the MCU, though. But you never know. I would totally be down either way. What's up, Darren? How are you doing? I'm doing good. I only got like 3 hours of sleep when I initially woke up this morning. Like I woke up at like 9 after having gone to bed at like 5:30 or 6. I don't remember. And then ran around, did some errands and stuff like that. And then took a nap again. So at least I got a little bit of sleep. So I'm a little groggy at the moment because I like just woke up again for the second time this morning. So if it takes me a minute to get into the swing of things, I apologize. But other than that, I'm doing good. I am on call this weekend for work, so I'm hoping. So far, everything's been quiet. I probably just jinxed it just by even acknowledging it, but hopefully I don't have to end the stream if something comes up, but we'll see what happens. So Bumblebee was the first movie I watched with John Cena, and Transformers Prime was the first show I watched with Dwayne Johnson. Interesting. Then again, okay, to be fair, I don't know that I've seen very many shows with Dwayne Johnson. I don't think I've seen any shows with Dwayne Johnson now that I'm thinking about it. Fair enough. I've seen a lot of people talk about Transformers Prime, but I'm not sure, I don't know which one that is. The name doesn't really ring a bell to me. I don't think I've seen anything for that before. What was the first movie I saw John Cena in? That's a good question. I'm not sure. It may have, like, first movie I've seen him in? Damn, I'd have to look at his IMDb, to be honest, because I'm not sure. I was always aware of John Cena, but I don't know. I have no idea what the first film I would have seen him in was, because I haven't seen any of the movies that he did like for the WWE, like the WWE produced films and stuff like that. I definitely didn't watch any of those, like the Marine or any of that, or trying to refresh my memory. Yeah, honestly, I was right in that line of thinking. The first movie that John Cena was actually in that I've seen was The Suicide Squad. Well, there you go. Damn. What's up, Nightwhelmed? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Still waking up. Still waking up. The bagel effect is crazy. Spider Devil. Yeah, coming back to that hidden Daredevil in there. You're on episode 7. Nice. Things are about to start to get interesting. Not that they're not already. They're already pretty interesting, but I really like season 1 a lot. I think season 1 is still my favorite season. Right now, though, 3 is still really riding pretty hard with at least with the writing and stuff like that. Season 3 has been a little less action, but the writing's been stellar. A live action Prowler was so cool. Yeah, dude, I think that's that was definitely one of the times where the audience we were seeing it with, there was actually an audible gasp and like, what the? And I like, I went, what the fuck? Just in the theater. I was like, oh no. Yeah, dude, that was awesome. That made me smile, dude. I want to see him. I want to see him in action. Hopefully we don't have to wait too much longer for that. I think Tom Holland was in an interview said that the script for Spider-Man 4 is turning out look pretty good so far. So we'll see what happens. What's up, Mercenary? How you doing? I think Dove Cameron played Ghost Spider in Marvel animated short stuff. Cool. Episode 7. I love the dynamic with the brothers, so I'm looking forward to what's going to happen with them. They are some of my favorite elements of the show. Is those two. Their chemistry is so fun to watch. They feel like real brothers. Like, honestly, this family feels like a real family. The only exception to that is just how healthily they resolve a lot of their internal problems. I've not seen very many real families actually talk things through after that. But yeah, I love it. How am I doing today? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Welcome to the stream. again, Adit, hope you're having a good weekend. I am going all right. I'm still waking up, a little groggy. Got my drinks, I got my water, I got my Dr. Pepper, I got my wine, got my fluids. We're getting ready. We're charging back up. Miles in the MCU is where they dropped the ball and missed a great opportunity in the MCU. I personally think Peter works better as a college-age Spidey, trying to make ends meet than a high schooler. I think that's fair. I think the reason they did that, obviously, is because we've seen that kind of like back-to-back kind of twice, a little bit, and wanted to just kind of be a little more distinct when they started off. So I get that, and I do like the younger Peter. I do like seeing that journey, and you can definitely make the Miles story be very different than the way that Peter's was, just because maybe they both started off as teens when we were introduced to them. You could definitely take them in different routes, because I think when we were introduced to Peter, he was also 14 in universe when we first see him in Civil War, I think, which is kind of crazy to think of. Again, like, it's just like, Tony, what are you doing? He's a kid. Yeah. But I get where you're coming from. I think college age, like living in his own apartment and all that stuff, and that's kind of what the next era is going to be, is also like where I feel like a lot of us kind of really get into the swing of things with him and really kind of relate with Spider-Man a little bit. Have I seen the Fast and Furious TV series? Are you talking about the animated show? Otherwise, I have no idea what you're talking about. The first John Cena movie for me was Fred. I've never seen any of those. I scrolled through his whole IMDb. The first thing I had ever seen him in acting-wise, apparently, was The Suicide Squad. I think I was always aware of the movies that he was in. I just never actually sat down and watched a single one. Miguel O'Hara gonna make me act up. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm still a little sussy of this Miguel that we've been following, though. I don't know. It gives me a vibe. Spider-Man 2099 was cool. Yes, he was. Mean, but cool. Indeed. First movie I saw with Dwayne Johnson was The Mummy, I think. The Mummy 2. Yes. That was also the first time I'd seen him in a movie. A favorite rock film, though, I would have to say is probably The Rundown with him and Sean William Scott and Christopher Walken. I think that's one of my favorite. I think that is my favorite, still my favorite Dwayne Johnson film. What's up, Njaro? How are you doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. Spidey Rex film in the future? I'd be down. Tithwhip. Can we talk Spider-Verse now? Yes. Yes, indeed. So hyped for Lex, man. Dude, I am only, though, the only downside to it, the only hampering to it is that there's only those 2 episodes left, and we don't know if our hype is going to be paid off at all. I mean, we might get some cool stuff in those 2 episodes, but the thing is, I'm so worried about how this season ends and us not getting a season 4. Oh my god, I'm stressing about it. And they've announced like shows that they're picking up. I know it's licensing. It's not shows that they're producing. It's not shows like that. They've announced some new shows that they're adding to the network, like when they were like, hey, we're gonna license Swamp Thing and Stargirl, show them on our network while we don't have anything in the works. You know, we saw a couple of those coming out, but still they have not said a thing about the status of either Gotham Knights or Superman and Lois, which is, I don't know why they're messing with us like this, man. You haven't seen Dark 2x8, the finale, yet, right? Not at all. Not at all yet. I'll be watching that Monday. Monday. I'm gonna have to double up on them because next weekend I'm out of town, so we won't have a stream next weekend. So I'm gonna have to get ahead for Monday and get that prepped and ready to go. Not necessarily. I'll be back on Monday. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have to do that. Never mind. I'm speaking on my ass. I will have to do that, though, for a movie series that I'm starting to cover on the channel, though. But yeah, I have not watched the finale yet. If they had kept him at Andrew's age with the same experience, they could have introduced Miles during the blip, then have them deal with the two Spidey thing. I don't know. Would have been cool. I still think that would have been too early to introduce Miles, personally. I need the age. I need their age gap to be a little bit wider than even Andrew's age from when we picked up with him to then. But that, I don't know. They could have made it work. They could make it spin. We'll see. Spider-Verse 2 is a very pretty movie. Yes, it was. It was gorgeous. Currently watching The Community for the first time. Donald Glover looks so different to today. Dude, the first thing I ever saw him in was the YouTube shorts him and a bunch of his college friends used to do when they were in when they were going to college. Like I can't remember if they were doing like film studies or something like that, but they would film a bunch of comedy shorts. And it was called Derek Comedy. Their YouTube channel is still up. They have a lot of really interesting shorts, man. Me and my friends were obsessed with their YouTube channel when we were growing up, when we were in college. Like we would quote their videos all the time, and there's some pretty like envelope pushing freaking skits that they would do, man, that they probably wouldn't get away with today. And then of course they had their own. The first movie I saw him in was Mystery Team, which was also an extension of the Derek Comedy stuff that they were doing. Still that whole same troupe, but then Donald Glover, I don't know what happened, but I guess maybe after college or whatever, like they had a falling out, so he was like he kind of graduated a little bit, with his music career and then acting and then a bunch of other stuff, and Donald Glover just blew up after all of that. If you haven't seen Derek Comedy, check it out. The more regular people and critics review the Flash movie, the more they keep saying it's just a fun, fine movie, not the masterpiece it was made out to be by Gunn and Zaslav. P.S. Ezra stays in DCU, apparently. That is what Andy Muschietti has said. He said he will not recast him. James Gunn could still do like an executive swing on that, but you never know. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people be like, yeah, it's really freaking good. Maybe not the best movie in the world, but it is still one of the best DCEU films they've ever put out. So I don't know. I still see people saying that, echoing some of those earlier sentiments, but it does feel like once we're getting a little more perspectives in there, it's a little more apparent that maybe some people might think that, but not everybody is just going to automatically roll with it, But I'm curious to see what I think of it when I see it. What time is it where you are? It is 22:11 for me. It is 4:19 p.m. for me, so 16:19 for me currently. You can tell how many nerds there are in a theater because when Gwen ripped Miles' Funko Pop open, my whole theater audibly gasped. I did too. No lie. I let off like a little screech a little bit because God, it hurt me. It hurt my soul when I watched that happen, man. To be fair, not many families out there have Superman and Lois Lane as their parents. That is very, very true. Yeah, right. I don't personally have things in Rampage, but still felt the pain so much. I can already say the finale of Superman and Lois is going to suck, as CW has silently canceled another show. Combined with the season definitely ending on a cliffhanger, it's going to end unsatisfactory way. That's what I'm afraid of, and with the silence around the show so far, I'm so nervous. They made my beloved Spectacular Spider-Man short in the movie. I found it funny because no one likes the animation of that show. Yeah, I was honestly surprised that he got any lines, to be honest, but, a lot of people were hoping for that Spider-Man to be in there and to have a presence, and they at least gave him a line, as well as had him carrying around Spider-Cat. Vibes of hot, angsty vampire spider. Plus, Oscar Isaac's soothing voice. Spider-Man 29 is the ultimate edgelord. Pretty much. You're not wrong. I don't trust the MCU not to be repetitive when they bring 14-year-old Miles and not rehash Tom's movie, just adapt a little for Miles. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. The MCU's got to figure out its thing going forward right now, because they're doing a lot of things that we've just seen like a lot of times over and over again. A little bit of degradation too, though, and a lot of fronts. Spider-Man, though, it kind of got consistently better in some ways, but we'll see. What's up, Brian? Thank you so much for that super chat, man. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Just want to say how much I enjoy your channel, Omni. Your emotional intelligence, grasp of story and character, and innate compassion is always a joy to watch. You're gonna inflate my ego, Brian, but thank you. It's a great way of saying you love that I'm a sensitive little punk. I'm just a sensitive little squishy boy on the inside. Yes, I am. I am very much, even if I'm not the greatest at showing or talking about my feelings, I can understand everybody else's pretty well, I feel like. But I'm glad you enjoy the channel. Welcome. And again, thank you so much for that, man. Let's see. Where was... I was close. Close. Here we are. We gotta, like, call up Blade to take care of Miguel. Dude, that would be hilarious. I mean, Blade crossed over multiple times in the Spider-Man 90s animated series. I just realized that Doctor Strange says he hopes that Spidey webs are not from his butt, because he wouldn't like it if he was stung by butt webs for 12 hours on the Grand Canyon. That's hilarious. That's funny. That's hilarious. Where did that come from, though? I don't remember that. What's my favorite underrated mutant? Whew, man, I'm not 100% sure if you would necessarily call them underrated, but I don't hear people talk about them a lot. I'd probably say, well, this is kind of the opposite of that, I guess, because I just thought of another one. I do consider, because of the way he's been treated in modern media for a long time, I would say maybe Cyclops. Maybe Cyclops, but I was going to say Kitty Pryde. Those are the first two that come to mind for very different reasons, and I love them. I wouldn't say I love Cyclops, but I do think there's a lot of they've dropped the ball consistently with representing his character at all. But my favorite would probably be Kitty Pryde. What's up, Rebecca? How are you doing? Ayo. Mind you, ending on a cliffhanger is not a bad idea. However, given Legends also ended the same way, and the WBCW waited a long time for the location lease to run out, they think they're doing that again with Superman and Lois. Well, I think the lease already ran out on the farm. I could be wrong about that. That's the last thing I talked to Candid Graphs about. I think that was what he had said, but I doubt they would have re-upped, but who knows. Crazy that Flash is next week. I must be dreaming. No way it's actually coming out, right? Dude, I'll believe it when I see it, man. I will believe it when I see it. I am still going to be very, very... No matter what, no matter how good this movie is, or isn't, whatever, it's still got a massive point against it because of the disrespect towards Grant. That's all I gotta say. That's all I'm gonna say. Rebecca. Oh fuck, I forgot about that. I don't remember what this was about. So will you, oh, right, me being out of town next weekend. Yeah. Me and the guys are going out of town. So you'll watch 2-8 and 3-1. Maybe just to get a jump on it, but I realized when I said that, after I said that I don't have to. Not for that. There's a couple of other things that I do need to get ready before I leave. That, thankfully, isn't one of them. We have an off week this week for Superman and Lois, so one of the 2 shows I'm covering right now is out. But I got a movie series that I'm going to be starting to post on the channel, trying to keep things a little bit alive in the meantime. I'm just trying to enjoy a little bit of a reprieve, even if it's a bit of a lull for the channel, I guess you'll say. But I don't know, because we got Witcher Season 3 in 2 weeks. We've got Secret Invasion in 2 weeks. And then we got Bleach coming back in July. We got something else coming out the start of July. I forget which that was. I don't remember. I need to relook at my schedule again. And we got a couple of things coming out in July in general. So I'm trying not to like overstuff right now when things are about to kind of hit me in a bunch of waves in a few weeks. Because at least for Secret Invasion, I'll be back waking up at 3 a.m. to record that and editing till 6 or 7 in the morning to get those videos out. And as much as I love those shows and as much as they do good on the channel, God, do I hate how much it ruins my sleep schedule more than it already is. Mercenary Mutant, more like Ninja Turtle or X-Men. So true. Beep boop Sean. Haven't seen the new Transformers yet. I have not. I am still on the fence, having reacted to Bumblebee, about whether or not I'm going to see it in theaters or if I'm going to wait for it to come out and just post a reaction for it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling right now. I'm really on the fence about it. Do you think the latest TMNT trailer was spoilery? Not much reactors reacted to it. Like the one I reacted to, or was there another one since then? I'm not sure. Yuta. I want to see Transformers. I do really want to see it. Well, good thing I'm already hard at work for the 3X reference sheet. Been at it the whole day. I think I'm pretty solid for the most part, at least on everybody's faces. But I do appreciate the work you've been putting into it, man. You really helped me out, especially throughout Season 1. Like, I love the little map you made, man. It was great. Wolverine, definitely not underrated. Little overrated, as I would say, even though he's probably my favorite mutant. I think Hobie's design and artistic style, everything constantly changing was my favorite in Across the Spider-Verse. I gotta just agree. He's like, the more I learn about what went into that character and the animation, the style, the themes, the more and more I'm really liking him. By the way, I missed a couple streams. What happened with James Gunn? Did you ban him or something? Because he used to, because he used to be here all the times. Yes. Yes. He did some bads. And that's not the first time either. I gave him a little bit of a leeway, but he's been rowdy, he's been vile, he's been a lot of things, and he's had a couple of different accounts throughout the past, and each time I'm like, all right, second chance, third chance, fourth chance, whatever. And then it's just the same cycle, and you know what, it's fine. I'm just not going to deal with it anymore. I don't care if he comes in and has some legitimate questions for a little while. I'm not going to give him the chance to just start going off into all of his different isms that he's very, very vocal about. Yeah, I'm just not gonna deal with it anymore. I'm done being nice about it. Because, my God. And yeah, that's the whole thing. Darren made a good point. I preemptively attacked it before I came back, because I was off that weekend. So, like, you haven't missed much. I think we've only had 1 or 2 streams since, you know, you've been in or whatever, since maybe you've been away. I don't know. You haven't really missed too much. But, like, I did a stream with Chainsaw and Andy for Endless Multiverse or whatever, their little podcast show. And he was going off on us, man, for no good reason. And it got ridiculous. And I was just like, I'm not even. Like, this isn't even my thing, and I just went ahead and added him to the list before I even went back and did my own stream the next week, because I was like, I'm done, especially after that. But apparently, as a lot of people were saying, even in that chat, he's in like a bunch of other after show things. Like, he pops up in all these Arrowverse streams, like on multiple channels, and has quite the reputation. I know his Twitter account gets banned like almost once a month. He's always has to remake another one. And I've seen a lot of those things, and I don't know. If I can avoid doing that to somebody, I really will. I really will try to, like, give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you had a bad day or whatever, but it's just way too consistent, and I just don't want that in our community at all. So, it is what it is, man. Literally, I don't even know how many times technically he would have struck out, how many second chances I gave him over his various accounts. And who knows, he'll probably show back up. I'm pretty sure he showed back up after last week's stream under a different name. No, because I called him out on his repetitive, like, theme, like what he tends to do. He'll pick like a celebrity name or a character name, make a new account, but he'll show up and act the same way. You can always tell when it's him based on the types of questions that he uses. And then mysteriously, last stream, you know, no signs of him at all. And then, but after the stream, this new account that was made 1 hour before the stream ended just started going off on people in the comments section under a very different type of name, but spouting some very targeted things to people he's definitely beefed with in the chat in the past. So I was like, this makes no sense. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this is just him trying to get around my James Gunn detector at this point. And it just didn't work. So that one's gone again, so I don't know. So we'll just keep an eye out. If anybody comes in, post, or in chat, or whatever, yeah, no more mercy for anybody coming in here being a bigoted little asshole or being disrespectful for anybody in the chat, you know? I'm just not, I'm over it. I'm over it. Anyway. Moving on. Bleeping autocorrections. Sup, how are you doing? I'm going to see the new Transformers movie with my family. I hope you enjoy it. I've heard good things about it. Heard it's not the best movie in the world, but I'm hearing it's a pretty damn good time, and it's still one of the better Transformers movies. Anyway. I kind of went on the tirade answering that question, whelmed. But yeah, thoughts on the Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay? My immediate thought was, well, too bad September 19th is the death day for Street Fighter 6. Honestly, I don't know if it'll kill Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 has a whole different life behind it that I don't know that Mortal Kombat's gonna match. But Mortal Kombat, the gameplay looks clean. I love the new designs. I like the update. I like the aesthetic of it all. I don't know how I feel about the tag team kind of element to it. It reminds me a lot. I know, like, one person I watched reacting to the Mortal Kombat stuff was talking about how it seemed like the trophy system in Super Smash, but it reminded me of the assist characters in the CyberConnect 2 Naruto games, the Ultimate Ninja Storm games. That's what it reminded me of. I don't know how much of a fan I am about that, but I love everything about everything that we've seen about it so far, and the changes to the timeline and all this stuff. I'm pretty curious to see what they do with it, man. Mortal Kombat's always been my favorite, really the only traditional fighting game I've really been into. James Gunn left to go do DC, Nightwhelm. Hopefully not this James Gunn, because he will ruin it, that's for sure. MK1 is literally going to fatality the life cycle of SF6. I mean, possibly, but we'll see. He was banned for a shitty attitude, and his ults will continue to be banned. Yes, indeed. Tomorrow, when I watch Spider-Verse 2 in theaters, I was trying to catch the cast in the credits. I caught Josh Keaton, but I forgot to check who Donald Glover is credited as MCU or 199999. I don't remember what he's actually listed as in the credits. I don't know. I didn't even think to look at that, to be honest. I assumed what I assumed. But I'm very curious now that you mentioned that. Am I seeing the Flash movie next week? Yeah, I'll be seeing it hopefully Thursday night, because that's the only chance I'll be able to see it next week before I go away. So it's either I see it Thursday or I won't see it until Monday. Understandable. Those comments about Lois and her cancer were frankly disgusting. Oh my god, man. It got way worse than that in the past, and on that other stream. Yeah, oof. Just be thankful you haven't seen any of his Twitter conversations pop up, man. That's some of the most deplorable shit I've seen. And honestly, like, I probably should have just went off of that, but as long as I tried to be like, if you come in here and you behave yourself, whatever you're doing anywhere else, I try not to, like, I don't know, whatever. Does that make sense? Maybe I shouldn't. I try to be like, if you behave here, whatever, have fun, you know, interact, but be respectful. But when you cross that line here, I should just not be as forgiving as I am, man. I really shouldn't. In most cases. Where were we? I gasped many times in Across the Spider-Verse. Me too, dude. Me freaking too. Most pathetic excuse that is given for as to why the CGI for The Flash isn't great or even decent is it's still not finished. The movie is a week away from release and the effects unfinished. Never gonna be finished. Yeah, they kept saying they were working on them and they weren't ready even when they released the trailer, which was like not that long ago. So I've been hearing that the weakest thing about the movie is the CGI is not up to par with other films that we've been seeing. And the latest trailers and TV spots all kind of reflect that, but I'm not going to fault the movie. I don't really fault movies for too much, like for shoddy CGI, but yes, that's a big thing, is they should have had that under wraps pretty fast, man. I don't know why it's like that though, but yeah, the Funko Pop rip really hurt me. Do you think that part of the reason for the silence for season 4 of Superman Lois might be to do with the WGA's writer's strike? I don't see how it could, because they could still greenlight it, but just not start producing it, you know? So I don't know. I can't imagine that it would factor in, because that would be the case for other shows as well, that they've already said that they were continuing or picking up or whatever. The animation for Spider-Punk was awesome. Yes, indeed. Now, I'm going to see piss off because I guess all my pops are never in their boxes. If you just don't keep them in your boxes, that's one thing. But I don't think the act of just seeing a pop not in its box, I don't think that's the problem. The problem is more when you go to with the person themselves. If they see fit to keep their pop or their action figures mint and in the box, and somebody breaks that seal, that's the painful part to watch. Like, if you're somebody who doesn't care and you just display your action figures and stuff, like, I have a bit of both going on. All my pops, not all my pops, I do have some that are out, but for the most part, they're all in their boxes. And then as far as my action figures and stuff go, all of them are out and on display. So, like, it just depends. But, like, if you're somebody who's there, you're collecting and you want things in a certain way and somebody breaks that seal, that's different. If it's all, I don't think that's the same thing as just, you know, if you went in and started playing with somebody's pops and they were already out of the box. So I don't think you innately having them out of the box is going to piss anybody off, because I know a lot of people that do that. But, like, it's like, no, yeah. That whole, like, I felt that interaction, though. Apparently it took 3 years to animate his portions. Fuck. Are you serious? God damn. Who you got in that fight? Reverse Flash, Comic Base, or Vader Legends? Reverse Flash, man. The only person even in the EU in Legends of Star Wars that I think could halt the Reverse Flash is Luke. Or maybe Palpatine, but maybe only EU Luke, who literally is basically a deity. But yeah. They are on my shelves because I put all that money into useless, pathetic plastic things. I might as well see them at all times, but I don't know. It's not very common. No, I get that. I do that too. It just, it depends. I have different, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm trying to say now. I lost my train of thought. I have different, not expectations. What's the word? What's the word that fits what I'm trying to describe? Conditions? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna move on. I died again in Project Zomboid. Aw, you'll get there eventually. Preferences? Maybe? Maybe that works. Different preferences based on the type of memorabilia that it is. I think that helped get me there. Thank you, Robotka. You use that internal logic board that you got, that massive CPU, to help me through that one. There's a confusion to Godspeed in the finale. He says that he was from a point where he was about to kill Impulse, but how would he know who Thawne is? Even Eddie tells him he died in the future. I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know. I felt no need to question any of the bullshittery that was going up on that. So I'm not sure. That's a good question, but I think that's just a writing mix-up. My favorite underrated X-Men might be Iceman or Kitty Pryde. I feel you on both of those. I used to be pissed off people as a kiddo and took the tags off my Beanie Babies. Oh, God. Dude, you would... Yeah, dude. I know a lot of people that would rage if you pulled the tags off of a Beanie Baby. I heard somebody mention Blade. I'm not the only one thinking of, but you have a Blade of your own in the community. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I got a little confused there for a minute. I got you. I'm following. They don't bring Superman and Lois back. I just don't know what I would do. I need something to hold on to until the new movies come out, and that Gotham Knights nonsense ain't getting it. I kind of agree. I agree with you. Though I hear plenty of things good about Gotham Knights, even though it's not great from what people said, but a lot of people watching it say it's not bad. Or as terrible as you would think. Also, what's up, Omni? I just watched your Creed 3 reaction this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm doing pretty good today. Cyclops is an important X-Men character as he's the leader. He is, and they always fuck it up. It was America who asked Doctor Strange's spider webs are from his butt. Right. I do remember that, but I don't remember him bringing it up. The Cyclops thing is more frustrating because he had the perfect actor for him. That role was just perfectly cast. Yes! That was one of the most frustrating things, too. And I wasn't even a huge James Marsters fan at that time. But over time, that becomes more and more frustrating. I think Scott and Jean need a solo movie and a coming-of-age love story of sorts. That could be cool and keep Wolverine the fuck out of it. They fail horribly at characterizing Scott at all. That's the thing. Superman and Lois is on break this week. Yep. Returning on the 20th. Superman and Lois on... Yep. If Colossus wasn't in Deadpool, I would say him. That's true. Speaking of Secret Invasion, I've seen that they released the first 4 minutes. Would you make a reaction to those? Fuck no. I never react to clips or like, hey, we're releasing the first whatever minutes of this thing. I will never do that. I will watch it for the first time when the show comes out. Yeah. We've had a Cyclops in multiple movies, but I never feel like he's given enough. It's like he's just underused or not used effectively. And yeah, that's what irritates me the most. They keep bringing him back, but they never fucking do anything interesting with him. Except blow up some walls and buildings and stuff. Not lol. Chill time important. Got to grab it when you get it. That's fair. I really like the team they chose for Rise of the Beasts. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen it yet, but I really wish Rat Trap was in there, man. Really wish Rat Trap was in there. My only opinion on the new Transformers is I feel that Ron Perlman is a good choice to play opposite Peter Cullen in Optimus' role. Yeah, I think his voice comes off pretty strong, though I do favor the one that I grew up with, and I would have loved to have had him reprise that role, but I get you, gotcha. In the latest TMNT trailer, which shows Superfly, not much reactors reacted to it, even Blindway. Oh, okay. I mean, we already knew Superfly was in the movie, even before that. I think that even the last trailer showed that. Or even if the last trailer didn't specify it, I know that the cast list was already public and what mutants we were going to see. Because even before that trailer came out, I knew Superfly was one of the main mutants. But I don't know. Most people probably wouldn't. I don't. Even based on what it showed, I don't think there's enough from it you can glean for what the whole story's going to be. So I don't think it showed too much, personally. But I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet. But I would assume, unlike some other final trailers and stuff we've seen in the past, I don't think it's shown nearly as much as those. Do you have any hot Marvel movie takes outside of the MCU, like Fantastic Four, X-Men movies, Blade, Deadpool, Daredevil, etc.? Honestly, not really. Most of my takes on any of those films are very much echoed throughout most of the general fandom. I can't think of a thought I've had about any of those that would be like, that at least comes to mind right now. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, I pretty much line up with most of the general consensus on these films. I mean, I like the first Fantastic Four movie. I don't like the second one, which I think is most people's opinion, so I think that's the most controversial it gets, I guess. Did I get my Flash tickets? I have not. I don't pre-order my tickets anymore, because I really rarely... Honestly, like I said before, like the last time I pre-ordered a ticket was for Endgame. I just don't have to do that where I live, unless it's kind of unless, I don't know, it's like a big event thing like that. Gunn has been very problematic at other streams I've been in as well. Yes. Yes, he has. Got lucky I apparently missed all that. Yes, you are. I think anybody was, because it really, unfortunately, became a little bit of the focus of that multiverse stream I was on. Transformers so good. Hell yeah, man. Nice. And you have more patience than I do, sometimes. Sometimes I don't. It sounds crazy. Hey, and who knows? Maybe he's got some mental health stuff going on. I don't know. I do know for a fact some of his beliefs definitely do not match up with mine or most general compassionate human beings. Which, that alone, I mean, I guess you could attribute that to mental health, but it's a little bit different. You know, emotional outbursts and being unstable, that's one thing. You know, that could be something we don't know about. You know, I don't know what's going on in his life. I don't know if he's got anything like that, but I do know that his beliefs are not conducive to a community such as ours, at least. And I'm done entertaining it. No mercy. What's the funniest word you've ever misused? My supervisor once said racist and masochistic instead of racist and misogynistic. I had to correct them 3 times before they caught on to the mistake. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. That's, I don't know. I know I probably have. I know for a fact I probably have many, many times. As far as the specific, nothing comes to mind, but I know my dumb ass messes up a lot. Because I also have visual dyslexia. Like, not visual. Audible. There you go, there's one. Audible dyslexia. Like, I will say things out of order sometimes. Then when I'm thinking it, like, I read things and sometimes it takes me a little while and the words get mixed around, but even when I'm talking, sometimes my words come out in the wrong order. And I hear things in the wrong order sometimes too. So, I don't know. But I don't think that comes into play with this exactly, but it doesn't help. But I can't think of an example personally. Nothing really screams or comes to mind. Not, well, that was, I guess, funny enough to remember, at least. Missed all this shit, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm glad. I hate negativity and drama. It was frustrating. Wait, what? Did you have a fight in Endless Multiverse? I'm sorry, it's 4 in the morning where I'm at, and I'm a bit sleepy. More of like a vocal public chastising of somebody who's just being completely belligerent in the chat. And, yeah, so that happened. Will say, very cool to see you and other creator streams in the Arrowverse Inner Circle. Always makes me smile. I was going to be on Eric's Reloaded this week, but I think not enough of his guests, too many of his guests had canceled, so he decided to move it. So hopefully we're still going to make that happen, because I'm very curious to get into that too, because, you know, I've kind of been on an island until Chainsaw got involved. Invited me over there with the Arrowverse stuff. I know other people reacted to it, but I didn't really talk to other creators much about what's been going on outside of, obviously, you know, you on Twitter and stuff, but like the YouTube circles, you know, kind of kept to myself. You're 6 hours ahead of me, and I'm 6 hours ahead of Omni. Wait, that means you're a complete opposite side of Omni. Yes, indeed. You're the reverse Omni. Your background music makes me think of Stranger Things. That's one of the reasons why I picked it. Am I whelmed? I am. See, I don't understand how people like that. They got better things to do with your time than shitting all over people on their streams and such. The fact that so much effort goes into recreating these accounts on these streams that clearly don't want them around or is not tolerating their shit just so they can come back and get back in the conversation and then rinse and repeat the cycle. Like, that's a level of effort that I just don't have. You know? I don't know. That's some obsession. That's something. And it's mildly scary when you think about it. If somebody goes that hard out of their way to keep doing something like that. I don't know. What's up, Anna? Welcome. I hope you're having a good Saturday. Did I watch Dylan in Trouble's Friends video, by the way? I did! Yes, we watched that, what? When did that come out? I mean, it was a few days ago. That was quite the watch. And I gotta say, being a little puffy baby that I am, like, I'm sitting there, you know, just having dinner and watching this video, and there's just times where I just, like, he'll show a clip from the show, and I just start, I either A, laugh, when he's like, this joke didn't land. You know, he was like, talks about a joke that didn't work for him, that he was like, that was just a complete miss, and I'm just over here going, I thought it was funny. Or then he'd get to like some of the more sad or somber moments, and then I was like literally tearing up watching him talk about some of the emotional beats in the series, man. Oh my God, it was a fun but long watch, and it really, between that and watching Thor reacts go through the show, I'm just like reliving it all over again. Anyway, yes. I want to become a content creator on YouTube. Can I use an iPhone instead of a camera? You can these days. It depends on, I mean, you could either way, I think. There's definitely ways to get around it. You know, they've got plug-in mics for your phone that you can get with an adapter if you want to use something better than your iPhone. Honestly, the AirBuds have a pretty decent, like, mic in them that I've used that are better than the actual mic on the phone itself. And the picture quality is damn good these days. So if you got a newer one, man, it's almost better than most starter webcams that you're going to get. But the hardest thing about it is, you know, you'd have to sync up the audio, you have to convert all the footage stuff. It's a little harder to do, but you can definitely pretty much do it with modern phones right now and get by without having to have like a high-end camera, I would argue, especially starting off. You already got a phone, why not use that and instead of pumping a bunch of money into like a webcam? Any webcam is going to look worse unless you fork out like $200 some, and then by that point you might as well just start getting a low-end 4K mirrorless camera. with a cam link or something like that, or hell, even a GoPro would probably end up being better. But most phones are better than the GoPros these days. So yeah, I mean, it's not a bad route to go with. The hardest thing that I struggled with when I've tried to do some videos with that is latency. There's a little bit of latency, so after a certain point, you will have to kind of like play with your audio a little bit. But yeah, you can't really see what you're recording up either, because I definitely wouldn't recommend using the face cam. Always use the outside camera if you want to get the best out of it. But that's the downside. And if you do any kind of mirroring into OBS instead, like what's it called? They got an app for that too. There's an Epic Cam, and there's a couple other things that you can use to mirror the footage and send it over your Wi-Fi. That's when you can run into some latency problems. But otherwise, there's a lot of ways to do it. There's probably a lot of some better videos out there that could explain a little bit better. But yes, you can definitely go that route these days, and it would be pretty substantial. It's whelmed, Night's whelmed. Right now, I'm a bit underwhelmed because it's getting hot, and depression is sparing no bitch. That's a sentence. That is a sentence right there. Is sparring no bitch. That's funny. I hope you feel better, Nightwhelm. Depression is no joke. I get hit with that in swaths. Usually at night. Usually when I'm trying to sleep. But yeah, I feel you on that one. Clap, clap. Don't use Twitter. Hey, the more you can get away with not using it, the better you're going to be. Yeah, I agree right here with Barry. It's probably for the best. Sean. Eric. I don't know why I said Sean. Probably because I was just talking to Sean. Eric, thank you for that super chat. You legend. Dude, thank you so much for that. You're already a legend on the channel, man. You did that. I do appreciate it, man. But thank you so much. Hola, love you. And here's to another great week of reactions. We'll be reacting to JDF in Legend of the White Dragon when that comes out. It's not official Power Rangers, but I'm still really excited. You know, I might. I did back it. At least in the very first Kickstarter that came around. I do remember having backed it, even though that one fell through. But I do plan on watching it when it comes out, for sure. I'm a little worried about what that might look like, trying to post a reaction for it, given the circumstances of this. But I do really want to watch it. Thank you again, Eric, man, so much for that super chat. And rest in peace, JDF, you legend. And now I'm trying to find my place. Man, I'm behind, aren't I? I thought I was doing good, too. We just got a more active chat this week. I've seen all the TMT live action movies, and opinion, the first is the best, second is fun, third is meh, and then the Michael Bay's first is pretty good, and the second is good too. I know lots dislike the Hulk turtles, but I like them. So like if I was going to rank them, I would go TMNT 1, like the original live action, then 2, Secret of the Ooze. I would say I like the like if we're purely talking live action, which means we're cutting out TMNT, like the, what, 08 sequel? 1, 2, and 3. I think the second Michael Bay film is better than the first, so I would put that at 2, or I'm sorry, at 3. And then I would put Michael Bay 1, and then Turtles 3. I think that's probably where I'd go with that. At least right now, thinking about it. Just watched Avatar: Way of Water. It was good, but sad. It was very good water graphics, dude. The way they did the water in that movie was phenomenal. I know they basically recreated or like invented whole new technology to do that water the way they did it, and it looked good, man. There's so much in that movie that definitely does still stand out as CGI, but like they did that water though looked really, really damn good. I did hear that there might be a Legend of Zelda movie. That is the word on the streets right now, that Illumination and Universal may be sealing a deal on that being the next Nintendo property they tackle. Though I hope they switch up the tone, because what they did with the Mario movie doesn't match the Zelda franchise. So I hope they adapt and not try to do the same thing. Oh, Omni, it's nice to know that I could be a serial killer, and as long as I'm nice in your chat, you'll accept me. I mean, if it's publicly known you're a serial killer, I don't know. That's a little different. I mean, yeah, if you're here, why not? Have I seen Justice League War World trailer? I have. I did see it. I'm so behind on this universe, man. Probably should have did a reaction to it, but I watched it on a little vacation. That makes sense. Try not to be too over sherry. Yes, I have watched the trailer. It looks pretty crazy, man. It looks really good, but I've not seen any of the movies that have come out after The Long Halloween. I don't know what happened, but sometime in the 90s, things became a lot more edgy. And then for Clout Online, guys started pushing to become more AH to be cooler. It's just tiresome now. One. I don't know what AH means. Become more... I don't know. But I do know that the 90s in general had a lot of edge to it. Growing up. It takes more resilience and bravery to be kind and community-based these days than it does to despair and be hate-filled. It's easy to be edgy when the world keeps chipping away at us. That is the realist shit. Yes, that is so true. That is so fucking true. I am right there with you. I do not know what you mean by AH, though. I could not decipher that. Or to be cool. No? AH. I don't know. Let me know what you meant there. Because I think I know what you're trying to say, but I don't know what that's an abbreviation for. Never go in someone's house and open their box. That is very true. The teaser trailer for The Witcher came out a couple days ago. Are you going to react to it? And are you going to watch the next season? I haven't watched the trailer yet. I have it up on a tab. It just comes down to when I'm in the mood for it. Honestly, I'm kind of... I don't know if I've said I'm going to watch it. I want to watch it. But at the same time, I also don't care because I don't know. I've got a lot of mixed feelings regarding the whole Witcher franchise at the moment, you know, especially after Blood Origin, you know, and just all the stuff surrounding it, all the hubbub and drama behind the scenes. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm almost kind of exhausted by it, and it's not even out yet. So I have the trailer up on a tab, but I've just not hit play or recorded anything or whatever yet. But we'll see. It just depends on if I feel like it. I still haven't gotten around to any of the other Game Fest stuff, and I don't know if I'm going to or not. Because I was going to watch the Mortal Kombat stuff, and I think I did cave and watch a bulk of one of the trailers, and was like, maybe I should react to this, and then paused it, but I'd already pretty much watched the entire trailer. But then there's the interview with Ed Boon I haven't watched to completion, so I don't know. I don't know what it was over the last day or two. I was just so overwhelmed. I think because I was rushing. I was worried I wasn't going to get that Bumblebee trailer or that Bumblebee reaction out in time. And then you had Game Fest, you had all this other stuff coming out that I was just like, I was so drained that I just couldn't make myself watch anything else. Eric again, dude. Sean Studios, we are now one. Are we? Firestorm? Maybe you are. Combine and find out how strong you are. AH. Asshole. Okay. That makes sense. That lines up. So I was on the right track with what I thought you were saying. So it works out. Thank you for the clarification, Summer. What's my favorite Tommy Oliver Ranger era? Mighty Morphin. I'm maybe hugely biased, but Mighty Morphin. That's what I grew up with. I've said this many times. I watched the first ever episode of Power Rangers that ever aired when it aired. You know, to outpull my little hipster card. I was there when it started. And it's my favorite. Green Ranger is still my favorite iteration of him. I love the White Ranger. I like his Turbo and his Zeo well enough. But and obviously the Black Dino Ranger, but you know, you just can't top the Green Ranger, man. I don't think you can top that look and that introduction, man. I haven't watched the movie yet, so I don't get the pop scene. But yeah, with context, I'd be pissed. Hell yeah. It takes more resilience and bravery to be kind. All right, yeah, I read that. Also, again, I'll just say I agree. Confess to what, Rebecca? I don't know what you're talking about. This is when you corrected me, or at least aided me in figuring out what I was trying to say. You didn't watch the movie. Just recently purchased 3 different pops, all Spider-Man related. I do want to get some of the Across the Spider-Verse pops when those come out. Allegedly. Wasn't my fault. My pops are literally my children. They stay in the box and do not move. Nobody better not touch my kids either. Feel you there, Shay. Oh, dude, my cat will come in. She'll just knock stuff over, and one of them, there's like a couple of them that have like frayed box corners now because she's fucking chewed or scratched on them and I didn't catch it. But thankfully, it's none of the important ones, none of the high dollar ones. Spider-Punk's animation style kept him in a constant state of change, never keeping his style consistent. Keep his punk and anti-conformity message true to the character. Yes, indeed. That's one of the coolest things about it. Oh, I got it. And that was my answer to the I don't know what you're talking about. Fair enough. Gotcha. Nah, my Beanie Babies were getting snuggles. You can snuggle them with the tags on. Why would you murder cereal? Just eat it. Don't stab it. How effective would be using like a knife to eat your cereal? Not at all, I would imagine. I like Gambit too. Him in the movies was not the best. I think he got a little bit better of a treatment than Cyclops in some cases. But yeah, for sure. Let's see. They could make a year 1 X-Men movie because all the OG 5 do squat in the movies. That's very true. I would really appreciate that, actually. Gotcha. Then I'll just have to say I really like what I saw so far of Secret Invasion. Really nice little tease. Cannot wait to see it. Cannot wait. But if somebody else calls you dumb, I can make them disappear. Allegedly. Appreciate that, Nightwhelm. I know I got a crew if I need to. I got people I can call. My consensus for your Creed 3 reaction on me is Jonathan Majors is scary good at being the villain. But realistically, from a fighter view, I like the slow-mo when doing the pressure point shots. Me too, dude. I really like a lot of the changes they made to that movie, even if it's not my favorite in the Creed franchise. It was still really freaking good. And yeah, all the anime influence was very, very on the nose. Make them disappear? Gasp. You can do magic? Abracadabra, or one might say, Avada Kedavra. Or as Voldemort might say, Avada Kedavra! Anyway. Found it weird that we had Mystique and Nightcrawler interact in 2 different timelines, but the fact that they are mother and son isn't talked about at all. Yeah, different timelines, you know? Different timelines. Maybe they forgot. I don't know. It is a weird little detail. Did you end up watching Ashley Burden? She's currently watching X-Men and just watched The Dark Knight. She's hilarious. I subscribed, but I have not watched a video yet. So don't destroy me. Ant-Man 3 is a hard movie to defend. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Let me rephrase. Mortal Kombat 1 will kill the casual fan base. for SF6. The hardcore community still plays SF2. That is true. That is true. Yeah, man. I don't know. That creative character, I think that's going to keep it alive for a little while. We'll see. I'm very curious, though, to see how that goes. How would you feel about a Mega Man movie? I don't know. I don't know a lot about Mega Man. I've never been a Mega Man person. I've attempted to play one game, and I could not finish. I don't remember which one. I think it was one of the X-Zeros. I don't remember which one it was. There was like 100 of them. It was one of those ones where you have to keep moving, but the level keeps moving with you. Like, the camera isn't moving, like, with you. It moves, and you have to keep up. Couldn't finish the first level. I was like, this is dumb. I quit. I would be down to check it out if one was made. I wouldn't necessarily call for one, but I would watch it if it was made. Cybertron movie would look cool, but it would take a long time to make and would possibly bomb in the box office. That is very true. I didn't say it was financially viable to make one, but I think it would be very cool if we did see one. You hear things in the wrong order. You would be great at German then. For some stupid reason, we call our numbers out of order. Really? See, I kind of pick up on that a little bit, or something about that when... And I like the way it sounds, though, like in Dark when I'm watching it, and they say, like, the dates or times and stuff. I don't know, something about the cadence of it sounds interesting, but also I do catch that something sounds off about the arrangement, but that I figured that was just the European to American thing. This is why I shoot a band. I'll be homeschooled, drama sucks. I don't necessarily agree with that, but... you know, it'd keep you away from a lot of that. Like 234 would be logically 234 would logically be 234. We say, which basically means 204 and 30. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought I was hearing. Okay, that is odd. That's interesting, though. We don't need friends, we have the internet. Robotkas. A robot? Secret's out. You better run. What's up, Marcus? How you doing, man? Packing right now. Oh? Moving or just going away for the weekend? I hate packing, man. Am not robot. Are you getting tired of the joke? I was going to be in on that too. I hope to interact with you at some point. Hell yeah, man. That would be awesome. Yeah, I don't know. He didn't tell me who any of the other guests were going to be. So I was just like, cool, more people to talk about it. I'll just roll with it when it happens. That's cool. If you're going to be on there, that'd be awesome. I hope we can line it up. Make it happen. Did you see the How to Train Your Dragon live action casting? Most of the negative reactions I saw was about the casting of a black woman to play Astrid, which, whatever. Racists are going to whine and pretend it's not about race. My issue with the casting, an able-bodied actor to play Hiccup, who is disabled. Why? Him and his disability means so much to many disabled people, especially disabled kids, who don't have any representation. It's frustrating to see. Yeah, that's odd. I would be more concerned about that than, you know, swapping out Astrid. Like, I guess, like, there's an argument to be made because they are Vikings. I don't know, whatever. Maybe you always hear that argument. I know this is fictional, but you could say that thanks to How to Train Your Dragon 3, they tried to imply they are in our timeline, our world. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'd have a leg to stand on. I don't care, because there's so much bad faith with that shit anyway that any logic that could be put into that is just drowned out by stupid. But, like, not having Hiccup as somebody who actually doesn't have a leg or foot or something like that, I feel like that's way more important. I think I get that that's probably more difficult to film, but, you know, that's such an underrepresented, I think, spectrum as well. Like, that's an important one to hone in on, man. And that's such a core theme and connection between Hiccup and toothless is their, even though, well, to be fair, they are the reason for their own disabilities. Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do. They're probably just going to CGI the leg away, which is the easy way to go about that. But, like, I don't know. So, like, yeah, I don't know. That's weird, because that is like a core aspect of the growth of those characters from the first one to the third film. I don't know. And they, yeah, like Summer says, they could CGI it, but damn. Okay, so there were Black Vikings. I stand corrected. But I was just being, when I was saying that, in my own defense here, I was trying to be devil's advocate in some way. But yeah, I could care less about the Astrid thing. The hiccup thing is, I think, the most important aspect of that. They could have hidden a prosthetic for the actor. That is easily possible. We've seen that time and again. Like, I don't understand the logic behind that. I haven't seen the casting. I don't know who they have. Have they cast? So they, based on your comment though, they have a hiccup casting. Is that right? Live action hiccup. Body doubles for lower limbs also exist. That is also true. So for cutaways, you can also do that. Or stitch shots. Like, there's so many ways around that. I see fan casts. I don't see anything official. May 30th. Finds his hiccup in Astrid. Black Phone. Mason Thames. Oh, okay. He was in the, I know, I saw the Black Phone. I was like, I know that kid from the thing they literally just said. And Last of Us, Nico Parker. Oh. Why am I blanking? Sarah, right? Why am I blanking on the girl's name? On Joel's daughter's name, Sarah, yeah. I was like, wait a second, who was she in The Last of Us? Yeah, she looks fine, man. I mean, I don't know if I would have went with this kid for hiccup. To be honest, between the two of them, I don't care. But like, yeah, just depends on what they do, man. Depends on what they do. But I've only seen him in the one, I've only seen them both in those one things. She was great. He was all right in that. He has that kind of awkward vibe, but I don't think he's got the same kind of awkward vibe that necessarily Hiccup kind of has, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Actors do acting things, and who knows. But yes, I do think casting somebody who, you know, doesn't exactly match that character or provide representation to that sphere that is the centerpiece of the entire trilogy is a little weird. Mildly disrespectful. Let's see. Why is your name Rebecca? I'm going to my hometown in New York City for a week to see my family. Awesome. Hopefully the sky's normal when you get there, but we'll see. Tell me about that. Hats off to Oscar Isaac for playing a Marvel character on Fox, Disney, and Sony. Yeah, dude's collecting up the fiction stuff going on. Let's see. Same. Race. Oh wait, did I read this one? Yes, yeah, I did read this one. I just kept it on the first one. Like, wait a second, that sounds familiar. I feel like I read that. It's been raining, then turned to be sunny all day for me, and I will finally see a rainbow. Rainbows in Pride Month! And many, have many, if any, representations for students. I think I know what you're saying. I don't know if this is my dyslexia or if this structure is a little... Oh, it was a continuation of the last one. For many kids who don't have many, if any, representations, it's frustrating to see. Thank God, I just need to fucking stay on it, man. Are you watching Thor's Buffy reactions too? I have not. I watched some of his movie reactions, but I have not watched any of his Buffy stuff. I was debating on diving into that the other night, but I haven't yet. It's funny because it's Pride Month. Funny that I called that out before you said anything. My fave X-Men are Storm, Iceman, Beast, and Gambit, but my fave underrated mutant would be Bishop. That's a good one. Bishop is a really good one. Sunspot, also great call out. Bishop OP, like him. Phone, definitely better than my potato of a webcam. Do reactors have to do something before doing a trailer reaction, like submit a permission or something? No. No, that's why you see a lot of people get their shit taken down, muted, or whatever. You know, there's no permission about it. It's most of the time will fall under fair use, which is why we talk over the trailer, react over the trailer, minimize it, crop it. You know, we have to change or add something to it. We can't just re-upload just us staring at nothing, saying nothing, and just having the trailer on the screen. And that's where the thing goes with fair use that comes into play, because we don't need permission if we add anything to it or change anything to it. But companies and YouTube's system make that difficult. I think COVID gave me depression. Dude, I've just had it for most of my life. Nope, just apologize when you inevitably get a copyright strike. Pretty much. Finally have a day off to watch a live video. What's up, Casper? This has been a great video. Love the reactions, by the way. I always feel like I'm there when you drop a video. Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're hanging out, and I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. Welcome, welcome, Sean Eric. Got my heart beating there. I mean, sparing. Sparring? Sparing. Sparing. I know this, Michael. Don't mock. I still don't know if I wholly understand it, but yes. Which media outlet do you follow the most for movie news? Discussing, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Collider are probably the main ones. Do you have any recommendations to cosplay? As I'm going to my city I live in now for Comic-Con in July. I don't know. It depends. Like, what kind of stuff do you? What would you want to lean into? Would you want to do? Do you have any like specific? What's the word I'm looking for? Franchises or series or whatever you'd like to hone in on? Now I can pick out some fun ones. Plus, in my defense, English is my second language. I'm doing my best. Fair enough. What's your first? French. Nice. I know some French. Oui. Or, as Dexter taught me, omelette du fromage. What's your top 5 animation movies of all time? Holy that's a fucking loaded movie question right there. Across the Spider-Verse, let's be real. That's easily up there. Lilo and Stitch. Boom. Another one. And then the brain turns off. I always do this, man. I just turn around and look at what shit I've collected as inspiration. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I need to think. I mean, I could just like half-ass this and just be like Lion King. Well, let's be honest. Lion King's probably in the top 5. Oh, Prince of Egypt. Definitely a top 5. Fuck it. Into the Spider-Verse. Just have both of them in there because they are art. I really do like Klaus if we're talking artistic stuff too. The Santa movie. Your TMNT 2 reference in the Sisu movie had me gasping for air. Yeah, it was a really dark one too, but I'm sorry, I can't help it. That's where my brain went. Let's see. Which Michael Bay Shredder do you like better, 1 or 2? I'll be real, I forgot Shredder was in the second movie. What was the second one called? Out of the Shadows. I don't know. I don't really remember. And the Google search isn't helping me distinguish the two. I just remember the one of them looked like a massive transformer and I hated it. So probably 2. People were talking about Illumination having minions dressed as Zelda and Link before the movie, and I could see them doing it. Oh, they will definitely do that. Across the Spider-Verse, 1, 2, in Toy Story, Cars, Mario movie. Yep. Fun. Eric with another super chat to compliment my amazing French mastery of such a simplistic language. Oh my god, I'm too much sometimes. Alright, where was I? Right here. So if I secret kill and he doesn't know, I won't be problematic? Got it. Asshole. Which one gets to be Firestorm body? Real Eric? You guys gotta figure that out. If all else fails, you can double for Paul Dano. Dude, I didn't know who Paul Dano was until I made this channel and people started commenting that, man. I didn't. And then around the first time I started getting called Paul Dano was when he was announced as the Riddler for the Batman. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? One, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. People are calling me this crazy ass Riddler guy. But man, he's a good actor though, so I'll take it. I will definitely run with it. And I do vaguely see the resemblance though. But my god, like it's almost unanimous. Like people are like, I didn't know Paul Dano was reacting to movie trailers. Paul Dano reviewed the Batman? And I'm like, oh my god, people. Also won tickets for the Irish premiere of The Flash for this Tuesday. Dude, hell yeah, man. Congrats. You need to let me know what you think of it. I won't be back. We won't have a live stream again until, you know, what date would that be? The 24th. Since I'm off, I won't be here next week. But I will hopefully have my review up before I leave. So you can either drop your thoughts there, because I'd love to hear them, like from any of you guys that end up seeing it. And we'll get back to it, and then we'll just be right into spoilers. Right into spoilers when I come back the week after the movie's release. You can be the body. I'm too big and with no stamina. Hey, sometimes, you know, that can be beneficial, you know, if you're talking like video game rules. That could work. Superhero body, man. That's imposing. We don't know what Sean's got. Sean, bring it to the table. You gonna fight? But yeah, man. Use your strengths in your benefit. What's up, Sketch? Welcome, man. It's established that Spider-Man doesn't get what he wants in life, but how is it fair with the Guardians? Some members left the hero gig to get what they want. That is true. And you're like, what's your top 3 most watched movies in your life? Mine would be Lord of the Rings, Terminator 2, Interstellar. I don't have tallies. I've never kept track, but I I highly doubt I have watched, or at least played, no other movies than these ones I'm about to list anywhere close to as many times as these films. Tremors 2, the Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, and probably The Lion King 2. Because I have a thing. Like, if I need background noise, if I need something to go to sleep to, something to wind down, I will never put the first of a film on. Unless it's Lord of the Rings. It's kind of a different picture. It's kind of got a different vibe to it. I've done that a lot, but not enough to outrank these three. So, like, I would always put a sequel on because you already know the shtick. It doesn't take itself as seriously as the first. You don't really have to pay attention all that much, most cases. So I would put any one of those three on and just have it for noise. Another one would probably be Matrix Reloaded, which again is not my favorite of the Matrix films, but I've watched it, or at least played it, a bajillion times. Like, it's always a 2. Yes, Lion King 2 soundtrack is underrated. So good. We are more than we are one. I almost sung that for a show choir thing, but I backed out of it because I got the Ghiblies, the butterflies. I'm a child. The joke's going in my head at Sean and Eric's conversation. Oh God. Get your head out of the gutter, Nightwhelmed. Ayo, not what I meant. Mighty Morphin is peak. I agree. Dude, So yeah, just tag in and out. Or you can just be stuck stationary fighting over control of whose body, and you'll just be trapped in a morphing mass of flame and destruction until you figure it out. Either way, though, sounds like a good match, man. That's hilarious, though. That little mistake turned into like a little fun joke here. I've been exercising to Eric. Interesting. I'm not sure how to take this sentence, to be honest. She has scratched a few and knocked them down to get behind them, and then doesn't do anything. Yes, if Sean is the body, that means you are inside him. See? I'm a child. What's in the side? Oh my God, where's this going? Has anyone seen John Wick 4? A lot of us have. I know I have. No, you can't. Would make them scratchy. I'm a delicate flower. I've eaten... Fucking gnat. I've eaten ice cream with a fork because the waitress forgot to give us spoons. It was already soft and melting. I wasn't gonna wait around for it to become soup. Fair enough. You gotta get into it. Better treatment than Cyclops? Yes. But considering Scott's treatment, it's not saying much. That is very true. Very, very true. Honestly, I've used a fork and a knife to eat cereal. Forks and knives kind of work, but hurt your tongue. Gosh, that's crazy. Who's your top 5 male actors? Mine would have to be Nicolas Cage, Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel Washington, Michael Shannon, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's see. I don't really think about these too often, but I do have some favorite go-tos that I will watch most of their shit. David Duchovny, X-Files, got to. Love him. Not the best actor in the world, but I love him. These aren't in any particular order. Zac Efron, I really, really like a lot. Keanu Reeves, not the best actor in the world, but great. Leonardo DiCaprio, I think probably, debatably, one of the best actors in the world, if not the best actor in the world. And really these days, Idris Elba will get me into damn near anything. I haven't seen that stupid Lion movie. Sorry, it may not have been, but it looked dumb. Trying to think if there's anybody I might have swapped in there. Those are the main ones, I think. Anymore, though, Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal really do get a big draw if they're in something for me. Nicolas Cage, I've fallen off of in the years. The whole meme about that about him is like kind of worn off for me. I like his peak Cage films. I still haven't seen. I've heard some really good things about like Pig and Mandy and stuff, but I haven't seen those yet. So that I'm not holding those against or for him right now. But man, my favorite Nicolas Cage film though, it's either Gone in 60 Seconds or Face Off. Gotta go. Thanks for today, Omni. Thanks for Yuta. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Since you're passionate with the Tommy Oliver character, and rightfully so, I'm going to put you on the spot. If you could have one set of Tommy's powers, green, white, red turbo, or dino. Trying to think of which ones would be the most beneficial or practical. If I go with green, do I get the candle cancer or no? Is it just stable? I mean, the most powerful is Zeo in the long run. He could turn invisible with Dino. I don't really like his Zord though. Don't really care for Turbo just in general. But my favorite's green. I might just default to green unless I have the candle cancer. Love John Wick 4. Me too. I don't love it as much as the other ones. It's on the weaker end for me, but I did enjoy it after the second time. The first time I watched it, I didn't enjoy it at all, which is, I was just not in a good mood. Me with a gun. Boom. Alakablam. A Metroid movie. That would be awesome. Same summer. Barry, you saying you ruined it for me the first time you watched it? You didn't ruin it for me. You didn't help. Let's be real. You didn't help. But I was, without even knowing how much you weren't enjoying it, I was also really not vibing for it, just in general at all either. I think we just went way too late. I was way too tired, and I think I was just in a shitty mood in general. Because I enjoyed it for the first hour, but I think me and you both, if I didn't spend money on it, we probably would have left with how we were feeling. I honestly was, if I wasn't just wanting to see it through, I probably could have walked out. Star Fox, I really, really want. Saw this on Tumblr, made me snort. Teaching STEM without teaching humanities is how you get Spider-Man villains. That is good. Teaching theater without teaching the humanities is how you get Batman villains. I like that. I do actually like that. The STEM thing is very fitting. Teaching only humanities is how you get X-Men villains. Great. Oh my god, that's so good. Yeah. Do you have any pops and protectors? I do have a few. My Jedi Knight Revan one is in a protector. My my fully hollow Ichigo is in a protector. Because these are some ones that are pretty rare. Some just came with protectors when I ordered them, so it's not like I got one specifically for it. But my Rocky 45 anniversary one's in a protector. My Zuko's in a protector. My Eddie Munson's in a protector. My Vaxildan from Critical Role, that's in a protector. That was my most expensive pop I've ever bought. Oh my god. And then a couple of those are in protectors too, because I got the whole set. Oh. Let's see. I'm not even going to attempt to say that. Is 51. I enjoy German learning. I can count and curse because I'm an army brat, and those are two things that were very important. I used to know a little bit because I have 5 step siblings that all live in various parts of Germany because my stepdad was stationed there for a long time, and he laid some work. he left his stamp on that country while he was there. 3 of them used to live here when he met my mom and stuff like that, so I know them very well. I never met the other 2, but they all went back to Germany once their mom kind of packed up and went back to her homeland. But they had taught me some German curses, but I don't remember any of them at this point. Did I miss this one? I did. I'm sorry, Eric. I didn't see this chat. I apologize. Thank you, though, man. You're popping off today. So, when's that Jedi Survivor Grandmaster video coming? I didn't necessarily say I was going to record a Grandmaster video, but that I might try that. I don't know. We'll see. Last night I had completed my 4th run through the game. Because I did it 2 times. Because to get around the bugs and get all the achievements, I had to play the game twice on both of my saves. And I had a set of saves on my PS5 and a set of saves on my PC. And I got all the achievements and trophies on both. Finally finished last night. My lord, have I sunk so much time into that game. But I love it. I do love it. But yes, rest in peace to Rick the door technician. That still just gets me. That just still gets me, man. That's such a fun little cheeky moment. Just doing your job to the utmost degree. Yeah, man. Just coming in there, seeing that pop up, and just seeing Rick the door technician and hearing Yuri Lowenthal running at you screaming was hilarious. Legs to stand on, for fuck's sake. Yeah, here's where we're talking about whatchamacallit, How to Train Your Dragon stuff. Black Vikings existed though. Yes, there were black. Yes. Again, doesn't matter to me. I was just echoing what I'm sure some people were probably saying, because I wouldn't have assumed as such personally. But I also don't know much about Vikings at all. I really want to watch that Vikings show eventually. I've heard really, really good things about it. A lot of really good word of mouth on there. No worries, body doubles for lower limbs also exist. That is also true. What's up, Melita? Long time no see. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. I'm having a decent weekend so far. We'll see how the rest of it goes. Hire an able-bodied actor for the first movie, and then when he gets older in the second, hire a disabled. Yeah, there is a bit of a time jump, especially between the first and second, not so much the second and third. You could cast Chris Pratt. Damn it. The fact that they would rather CGI a missing leg over 2 movies than hire a disabled actor and CGI a leg in the first and hire the prosthetic is telling and insulting. Knife, knife, knife. Calm down, Summer. I was kidding. Side-eye. Chill. Chris Pratt as Hiccup is a jump scare. Oh, I mean, hey, he's already played a character that's done the hand thing. You just gotta calm the dragons with his hand. Put the knife in Ghostface suit away. Okay, Chris Evans. What's the worst roll you've ever made in a D&T campaign when you had advantage on a roll? I mean, I've straight up rolled a 1 while having advantage before, which sucks. Wait, no, that's fine. I mean, that means I got out of it. So yeah, I've rolled a 1 and then my next one was like fine. But yeah, I've rolled a 1 before, unless you mean like what was the situation. That I don't necessarily recall. Oh, no, I do remember one if you want just a bad roll in general. Because honestly, in an advantage situation, the worst roll doesn't really matter. Unless you flub both rolls. And I can't think of a specific time that stands out where I did flub both roles. But I did have a really shitty Nat 1 for my character arc. It was the guy, at least as far as I had assumed, or my character knew at the time, had killed my parents. And I was like, "You're not getting away from me!" I had this big dramatic moment. I lined up my bow, took my shot. It was this big thing, this big culmination, and I just, Nat 1. Missed. But it was enough to get his attention, and immediately on his turn, and this was like, I don't know if this is an actual weapon in the campaign, but like, my DM gave this fucker, and this guy was a werewolf, so he was a full-on transformed werewolf, and I was just a little half-elf ranger. He gave this dude this flail that already gave him the ability to attack twice per turn without the use of extra attack. So he still had extra attack. So he got 4 attacks in one move. So immediately, I missed, achieving absolutely nothing after my great character moment. And this dude, next second, was just, he used his movement, came right up to me, and was like, and my character was 0 HP. Oh my god. Because I got his attention, so he focused on me. And he just came up and landed all 4 hits and just melted me. Which is hilarious. Again, to continue the hilarity of that moment, one of our casters gave me Cure Wounds to get me at least back up. My turn came around, I didn't get my save, so I couldn't do anything, and back to his turn again, he hit me again. He just like, he saw me get up, and he's just like, so just pounded the nail back into the dirt, and I was 0 HP all over again. I was like, so my character was like, badass moment, and then, that's all that fucking happened. Oh my god, it was humiliating, but my god, was it hilarious. In that case, you could have just hired a voice actor. Kinda true. Tom Holland plays everyone, and now, Summer. I've started getting into Diak? I don't know what you're saying there. I just see $. Expand. Method Man tried to pull that I'm going to speak my acting role into existence shit on an interview by saying I'm going to be playing Bishop in the coming MCU because I said so. Oh, that's kind of what's happening right now, isn't it? With Shamik, and we'll see how that goes. He's getting roasted for it, though, at the moment. No, Schnapp. Paul Rudd, the Omn1. Raven Jorkill. That is not his name. Another guy who's everywhere would be Timothy Chalamet, or whatever his name is. Timothy Champagne. I said it correctly, just assuming you spelled it right. But, you know, you put Champagne. Dude from Dune. Also as an adult who plays teens. Very true. Andrew Garfield was a fan cast at one point. Really? Oh, it's a continuation here. Getting into D&D with my childhood friends from my local mosque, and I'm the whitest Pakistani ever because I have 50% white in me. So you stand out like a beacon. That's cool though, man, that you guys are getting around and doing a table. I think the hardest one too, especially if you're starting out, is like, I think the most uncomfortable thing, and I've never done it myself and I'm afraid to ever do it, is, you know, especially if you're in a full group of noobs, is to DM. That's got to be so hard to do. But that's awesome, man, that you and your friends from your mosque are getting together and play. Yeah, man. Own it. What kind of character are you playing? I'm currently playing a Bard Satyr. Tim could work. Dead. He's overrated. Iron Giant. Iron Giant's good. It's not one of my favorites, but it's good. Oh my god, that we was impressive. The rest, I know you said cheese. You're doing great, bud. Yeah, I said omelette du fromage is the phrase I remember. I probably am not saying the first bit correctly, but it was the one thing that Dexter learned on that tape that he was trying to learn French on, and it got broke, and that's the only thing he knew how to say was that phrase. What about Tanner Buchanan from Cobra Kai? I wouldn't vote for that, but never know. Shredder 2, Revenge of the Paper. You got jokes. Cheddar. I was thinking of cosplaying as Deku from My Hero Academia, Miles from Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2022, Naruto, the Green Ranger, Yellow Ranger, Red Ranger, or Goku. Dude, I would be down for any of those, dude. I'm not a huge My Hero Academia fan. I mean, only because I've not watched anything other than the first episode, not because I didn't like it or anything, but just because I haven't seen anything else, so can't speak to that one, but I mean, hell yeah, go for any of those, dude. A Green Ranger one is one I've really wanted to do for a long one. That's involves some setup, getting that helmet and getting that shield. Go for it. Dude, do a Toby or Obito, whichever from Naruto. That would be cool. I'm joking, obviously. Last Unicorn, Mulan, Emperor's New Groove, Anastasia, How to Train Your Dragon 1. Emperor's New Groove is one I really, really did love growing up, too. Anastasia, I think I've only seen that once. I don't remember it all that well. Shredder had the dumbest CW costume in Out of the Shadows. I think I liked it better than Transformers Megatron him, though. My top 5 animated movies of all time. They're all superhero movies. 1, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, Batman Under the Red Hood, and Batman The Long Halloween. Those are cool. Those are all great movies. I'm kidding. Learning a language is hard as fuck, especially if you're self-taught like me. Also, something nobody tells you. Your level in your first language, it's going to get lower. Really? I mean, that makes sense once you're starting to blur all that stuff together. Oh, your list continued. Halloween Part 1 and then Halloween Part 2. So, I was fair just saying that Halloween took up the last 2 slots. Corey Michael Smith is the best live-action Riddler. Yes. That's the guy from Gotham, right? Yes. Dude, yes. God, he's so good. He was so freaking good. We've had a lot of movies already this half of the year. What are some of your favorites? By the way, when will we know what show you'll be reacting to next? I don't know yet. I gotta put up the poll, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm waiting for after my little vacation, stuff like that, to figure things out. I think I'm gonna wait until at least Superman and Lois is over, and then post something. Because I'll probably have it take that slot. Because I won't have a Tuesday slot anymore on anything, because all of my daytime TV shows are all gone. We've had a lot of movies already this half of the year. What are some of your favorites? Dude, Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians 3, Dungeons and Dragons. Those are my top 3. I did like Scream 6. Still not one of my favorite Screams, but still did really like it. I mean, there hasn't really been too many movies this year that I've not wholly enjoyed, but my top 3 would be Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians 3, and Dungeons and Dragons. French and wine sound to me like cursive speaking. It's all vowel sounding and meant to sound pretty and not really make logical sense. Just throwing some shade to some languages there, Summer. I think I know what you're saying, though. I think I know what you mean. How to Train Your Dragon, Anastasia, Tangled, Prince of Egypt, Rise of the Guardians. I've never seen Rise of the Guardians, actually. People called you Paul Dano all the time. People called this one channel Troyo Baho 17. Paul Dano. Why does that sound familiar? Why does that sound so familiar? Top 5 animated movies. Sleeping Beauty. That movie is art. Lilo and Stitch. Mulan. Prince of Egypt. Lion King. If you want art, see Across the Spider-Verse. But yes. Sleeping Beauty is, I don't know, man. Oh, yeah. I don't know why my brain was thinking Snow White. Sleeping Beauty is a beautiful, beautiful movie. I don't know why my brain, was double-taked for some reason after reading that again. Rise of the Guardians was our first Chris Pine movie. Simba. I love Rise of the Guardians. Pitch is great. One of the best animated villains, in my opinion. Chris Pine was great in it, too. I have to check it out one of these days, I guess. Who's your favorite character in Smallville other than Lex? Lionel. Clark. Mine is Lois. Lois and Clark have the best chemistry in that show, and Lana was annoying. Dude, I found Lois to be annoying, personally. And I think over the years, Lana definitely did become annoying. But I mean, I don't remember too much, but I don't remember really ever loving the Smallville Lois. But if we're talking favorite characters aside from any of the ones you mentioned, and this has nothing to do with all the shit that's come out after the fact, but it definitely paints a brand new picture when I go to revisit it, is it used to be fucking... Why am I blanking right now? Why did I lose it? I had it. Chloe. It used to be Chloe. And Bart. Chloe and Bart. I love the banter with Bunny. Lion King 2 soundtrack is amazing. Grew up with a lot of Cajun family, which isn't as much French as it seems. I thought I knew French because I knew Creole. Nope. Same overlap, but oh, wow, not the same. Deception, outrage, for shame. Evil as plain as the scar on his face. With the new Beetle. What? Oh, we'll get it. I think your phone might maybe fucked up. What's your favorite Peter Capaldi, Dr. Graham Norton show moment? I don't think I've seen any of his appearances on the Graham Norton show. I'll have to look. Are there good moments? Not the Ghiblies. With the new Beetlejuice movie going ahead, will you be posting a reaction to the original? I've seen the original, and I remember very vividly all of that movie. One, because there's a lot of scenes in that movie for me growing up were just straight up nightmare fuel. Hated it. I love the movie, but there's some scenes in there that I just hated to look at. But I love that movie growing up. So I've seen it many times, and I watched the show, the cartoon, almost religiously growing up. So I don't know, unlike one thing that's going to be coming out either this Monday or next, I haven't forgotten enough of that movie to justify posting a reaction to it. For me. If you had only one scene to show the new fan of Star Wars, what scene would it be? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know, maybe something from Andor, maybe the Marva speech or something like that. I don't know. Because I almost I'm hesitant to show anything from the films. And there's just so many different scenes that without context, it's hard to just be like, here's this scene that encompasses Star Wars, without needing some context to why you're watching either some craziness or some badassery. Maybe the Duel of the Fates fight from Phantom Menace, or Duel of the Fates. Or, I'm sorry, Battle of the Heroes. Sorry, I don't know. It's a tough one. Hi, from the UK, by the way. Shout out to the UK. Mine is when he is exposed as a massive Doctor Who nerd. I'm gonna have to look that up. I have to look that up. I love Peter Capaldi, man. We got butterflies to the Rumble Tumble, the Oozy Woozy, the Sick Pig. I only know what I've heard a little from Hawaiian. Overheard a friend of mine speak. It's pretty, but it's like shorthand cursive. I want to fight Eric. He seems too nice. French doesn't make sense, even for me. That was Beanie Babies, by the way, not the sauciness between Sean and Eric. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. John Wick 4 ending had me so silent. We'll see. It's going to more than likely be undone. I'm going to have to look it up. I want to know what Hawaiian sounds like. I know it only in song, like from Lilo and Stitch. I don't know if I've heard anybody actively just speak it. Ashley Tisdale. Nice, nice. I want it all. Yes, Omni X-Files is the GOAT show. It's my favorite show of all time. And in September, I'll be going to the 30th anniversary celebration, File Fest, with some pretty awesome guests, man. All three Lone Gunmen's going to be there. David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, sadly, will not be there. Annabeth Gish will be there. Chris Carter's going to be there. William B. Davis is going to be there. All three Lone Gunmen. The moms, a lot of the writers, a whole bunch of people, dude. All of the Lauren Holden is going to be there. If you like Walking Dead, she's going to be there. That was the first time I ever saw her, was in the X-Files. All the informants are going to be there. I'm pretty sure Nicholas Lee is going to be there as well. It's a crazy, crazy thing, man. Oh, crazy. And apparently they said that if they get a certain amount of new ticket sales, like I think they needed 200 more, and they could get a new surprise guest. They just needed more money to afford said guest, apparently. And I'm hoping they cross that bar, and I'm hoping it's one of the big two. That'd be cool if it was, but not getting my hopes up. Jensen Ackles is a great damn great actor too. I've only seen him in the one episode of Supernatural, the voices he's done, like Red Hood and Batman, and then as Soldier Boy in The Boys. Nick Cage is just a spectacle. He very much so is. But I've heard in Mandy and stuff, like in Pig, he's actually given real good performances. Really like Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman's great. Samuel L. Jackson, also great. Will Smith, also great. Those three, I wouldn't go to a movie purely because they're in it, unfortunately. I still would need to be invested in kind of the idea of the film. My favorite Nick Cage film is National Treasure. I know a lot of people probably echo that sentiment. Kevin Hart, same with Abbas. That and Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Teen Titans Go to the Movies is a lot of fun. Like how Nick Cage acts psychotic in almost all of his films. It's kind of his thing. Best 5 actors. Daddy Skarsgård. Which one? The literal Daddy Skarsgård? Stellan? Or are we talking... what was it? Was it Alexander Skarsgård? Or because I doubt you're referring to Bill as a daddy, but you could. Oscar Isaac, Tyler Hoechlin, Tom Hardy, Sebastian Stan. If you like Idris Elba, you really do need to see The Losers. I do. I ruined for you the first time. That's what we were talking about. Whatchamacallit? John Wick 4. I see National Treasure more of a grounded Uncharted. Kind of. Somewhat. There's a lot of parallels and crossover there. Red Turbo has super speed too, just because the Green Candle has been looked over so much since Tommy has made numerous returns. I'd say no candle bullshit. I would probably go with green just by default then. But Red Turbo with super speed, I don't remember them having powers outside of the suits and stuff, or in addition to their suits, but I don't remember a lot of Turbo, man. Do the Justin stuff? That was some cringy shit, man. The Rocky thing and then Justin, but I still watched it all. I just don't remember a lot of it. But I think I just have to default the green, just because it's my favorite Ranger aesthetic. Top 5 actors are Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Cameron Monaghan, Troy Baker, and Roger Craig Smith. All really good choices, for sure. Those are all top voice actors right there, and then I would put Josh Keaton and Nolan North there too. Yeah, all best known for their... I wouldn't say best known, not Mark Hamill at least. Everybody else, probably... Cameron's, I think, best known for his Joker or his role on... What was that show? Shameless. Mark Hamill, obviously Luke Skywalker, but everybody else, yes, mostly are pretty much only going to be known for their voice roles. Let's see. Those are... If you could choose one Jason Power Ranger ability, which would it be? Zeo Gold, Red with Dragon Dagger and Shield, or Basic Red? Dude, Red with Dragon Dagger and Shield. Gold is really powerful, though. But it also will kill you if you're human. And I hope that subway pole doesn't hit me up when I go to New York. Sometimes the Metro card doesn't work, and it hit me in the stomach a lot. Been happening for years. I need to visit New York one day. Man, never been. Nolan North and Ryan Reynolds played Green Lantern and Deadpool. That's cool. Right? I'm sure half Batman villains were in STEM too, but they were damn dramatic and theatrical about being villains. That kind of trumps the STEM. Only a few. Only 2 outright would be STEM. Would stem from STEM. Like, the only 2 that fit in that category that were well, no, 3. I can think of 3, 4. Sorry, more are popping up. It might be a little half and half, because some are a little bit off the cuff. Because you have Freeze, you got Poison Ivy, you got Scarecrow, you got Hugo Strange. Those are all, they all practice STEM careers. There's probably some others I'm not thinking about at the moment. But you also have, like, the Ventriloquist, Scarface, Clayface as an actor. There's your drama. Shit. Penguin probably didn't ever even go to school. Two-Face, Law. You got a little mixed bag between all of them. Harley, psychiatrist. But is psychiatry a STEM? A STEM career path practice? Hope it doesn't do that to me again, since the last time I was in my hometown was in 2016. It probably will, man. Just be careful. Want Jensen Ackles to play Batman in James Gunn's DCU. That would be cool. I want Matt Smith to play Scarecrow in the Matt Reeves Batman universe. Oh, that would be cool. I mean, I guess you could argue psychiatrist is in there, but we'll see. Vikings were actually hella vain, really big into bathing in brightly colored clothes and dyeing their hair. That's cool. I definitely, again, wouldn't have assumed that, but yeah, man. I do know about the what's the word I'm looking forward to here, like they definitely liked their look. Because again, it invoked power, fear, and all kinds of different stuff, and awe, you know, from their aesthetic to their horns to their armor to the braids in their hair, beards, and all that. And yes, the dyeing. Let's see. Howdy. I just had to say that. Howdy. I absolutely love Spider-Verse and loved it. Definitely one of the best Spider-Man movies and a true love letter to all the characters in the theme of Spider-Man. Agree. So I'm saying, he can do the hand thing. Englishmen were pissed at the Vikings because they would lose their women to them because they had much better hygiene. Yeah, I do remember hearing. I don't know if that's true or like a joke, but I have heard that before. Yeah, was he just angry at you that day? No, he was not. That just was a bad luck of the roll there. YG roasted. Love that Miles called the Spot a villain of the week, and he took that personally and became a threat to the multiverse as a whole. Think about how this movie would have changed had he just not made fun of the Spot, had not picked on him, showed some compassion for his situation. Miles was not having that. He hadn't matured yet. Vikings is great though. I think you'd love it. And the main character is just, oh, he's so good and so charismatic. He makes you forget his character is kind of a piece of shit and makes you root for him. I love shows that can make you root for somebody who's probably not somebody you should ever root for. I definitely want to check it out one of these days. Spot on. Spot had that dog in him for real. You know, you just got to pull it out, man. The villain of the week thing made me think of Spider-Man cartoons because the next episode would be a different villain. You want to start it and popularize the whole concept of villain of the week? X-Files. I don't know why I pointed at myself. X-Files. Hold up. X-Files. 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 Started that whole thing. Though then it was Monster of the Week. And then that became a staple of television storytelling in that format, rather. With a mythology or main storyline episode sprinkled in throughout in little two-parters or single episodes, and beginning and bookends with the premiere and finale in between, played out with whatever. Didn't Twilight Zone really start that? No. Twilight Zone is an anthology series. You can't really call that a Monster of the Week or Villain of the Week thing when every episode is a different cast of characters, a different story altogether. Twilight Zone is just an anthology. Every episode is basically just a whole new show, a whole new thing. If you're talking like a Freak of the Week, Monster of the Week, or whatever, you have a core set of characters and themes and stuff that carry through. I don't remember, and maybe there was a different iteration of Twilight Zone, but I've never seen a version of it that did like the same characters every week or the same through line every week. But obviously, Twilight Zone was a huge inspiration for the X-Files. I'll bring it around anyway. For a few tries, it works and still doesn't if it just goes under the pole and walk away, or if I'm just with someone with a Metro card and let me go through. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know what that means. I'd have to be there and know the context because I can't visualize any of that in my head, unfortunately. For a few tries, it works. We talk the rotary thing. Like, I'm trying to think of what I've seen in movies, and if it just doesn't go under the pole and walk away, or if I'm with somebody and use their Metro card and let me go through. I think that's what you're saying. I'm just not 100% sure. I'm sorry. Bestie calls him Timothy Chandelier. Chandelier. That's kind of funny. I do like the champagne though. I had a circle of friends who had a D&D group based on Batman and villains, where their favorite story was the night where no one rolled above a 3 all night. Oh God, that's gotta be. How do you even get anything done? I'm calling him Chandelier from now on. I'm dead. I'm playing a human named Oliver James Jones, who's an ex-assassin with a quick temper. He's 28 years old, who's connected to an order of assassins that created the Order of the St. James. But I decided to retire and became an adventurer for hire and lay out the story I have. It's called This Order of the Shadow. Starts to rise and wreak havoc on the Kingdom of Tragos. That's really cool. I had a pretty much your typical superhero background. While I was away from our hut, because my mother was an elf and my father was a human, we were ostracized from both. The elves didn't want us in, and the humans didn't treat us well or whatever. So we had our own little cabin in the middle of the woods in the woods outside of Neverwinter. And one night during the Great Hunt, a pack of werewolves, while I was off foraging for the family, came back and murdered everybody. Only the bodies though were, and I saw what was I assumed was my father be beheaded and decapitated and shit. So like it was like some crazy stuff. Apparently that's not exactly what happened, and maybe my memory was tampered with, but my sisters and my mother were killed, to my knowledge, at least at the point that we got into the story. So I was like 8, 10, something like that. I was young, and then so I just honed my skills in there forever, trying to hunt down the people who killed the pack of werewolves that killed my family. So, not very well adjusted, quiet, brooding, typical Batman-ish kind of vibe, but opens up, kind of comes into his own, gets himself a little a little wolf companion that got killed, but then resurrected through the god of the forest as a spectral wolf. So I still get to keep my little wolf companion, at least for the time being, in spirit form. So, woo! We've retired that campaign for now. And now I'm playing Daxlin, the little goofy satyr who plays terribly to the ears of most, but his music is beyond their comprehension, he might say. He's very eccentric and lol XD random sometimes. And more than likely, you may end up with a carrot if you come across his path. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Revenge of the Cheddar. Nice one, Sean. I'd like to do a Stargate D&D at one point. That honestly sounds like that could be a really cool idea. Love the Donald Glover cameo. Me too. I'll tell her you all love Chandelier. Do it. I feel like Megamind was an underrated gem in the late 2000s. I've only seen a review of that film. I've never actually watched the movie. One exists, by the way. There's a book and dice and everything. I'd like to do one myself. That's cool. Hell yeah, man. Decided to retire. I read that one. Rewatched D&D recently. Still a great time. Honestly, one of the better fantasy movies ever, in my opinion. I agree. It's shot way too well for the type of movie that I think a lot of people were expecting it to be. Like the choreography, the framing, just the overall cinematography of the film, the writing, everything really just checks out in that movie. Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians 3, D&D, John Wick 4, Mario, Screamer, Toxic. So far, I hope Transformers will be up there too. We're going to be checking out John Wick 4 and the new Transformers. It's both really good. I've seen John Wick 4. Got a review up about it. I had to watch the movie twice because again, like I said earlier, I did not enjoy it the first time at all. Wait, Rise of the Guardians, the movie with the Jack Frost that people were obsessed with on Twitter or Tumblr. My brain is mush. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the same one. If the Flash lifts up, then we're about to objectively have 3 great superhero movies in a row. Been a bit since that happened. That is very true. I hope it does. Yes, Chloe. Had such a huge crush on Chloe, man, growing up. But, oof. Not age well. Got smooth brain. Yeah, I loved Chloe. She was my favorite character. Oliver was fun to watch. I was okay with Oliver. I wasn't in love with him. He grew on me over time. And I'll be honest, when the CW decided to do the Arrow show and didn't cast him, I was mildly confused and frustrated and didn't initially watch it until I heard the good word of mouth about the show, thankfully. And then that became one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time. And Stephen Amell, man. Yas. Even though you're not saying yas, I am. The disrespect for Smallville. God. What disrespect? What did I say that disrespect Smallville? Did I disrespect Smallville? What did I say? Or I just say, was that when I said I didn't really care for Lois? I mean, Lois was fine, but she was annoying as fuck to be. Then again, in the later seasons, Chloe also got really annoying. Everybody got annoying except, oh no, I was gonna say except for Clark. Everybody got annoying in the later seasons. I still need to watch all of it. I still haven't seen all of Smallville. Blue Beetle, also when, I hope Blue Beetle lands, man. I really hope that one knocks it out of the park. Also when Capaldi is exposed, he's blushing and laughing out of embarrassment. Hell yeah, man. I love Peter Capaldi. Such an underrated doctor. I know a lot of people stopped watching the show just because of his doctor. They didn't get, and I was like, damn, I think they really missed out on his stuff. He's really abrasive. He's one of the most jarring changes that we've had, but like, man, do I love his arc. He's a better adaptation of the comics Oliver than Arrow. Again, like I've said many times, I do not like comic Oliver. Which is probably one of the reasons why I never really loved Oliver on Smallville. Yeah, yep, that would be Rise of the Guardians. Santa was a Russian Cossack. Yes, okay. So we were thinking the right thing. Santa was funny. I liked when David Harbour played Santa. Me too. I hope we get another one of those. David Harbour is also very, very fucking daddy, man. Yes, right there. Dear God, my brain. But David Harbour Santa. Yum num. Yeah, he was awesome and always fun to watch. Facts. At the X-Files con, if the two mains were there, your tickets would have been even more expensive. That is so true. That is very true. But hopefully. We'll see. I finally finished Walking Dead, and I felt good that I could have ended the season 8. Finished Walking Dead, and it was good. I feel it could have ended like at season 8, which is what I've been saying since season 8. I really do think the show would have been better off ending there. Because it thematically bookends the beginning of the show. It's the perfect, and everything else is just like, all right, we're just continuing. We need a live-action holiday character cinematic universe with all the World of Violent Night, and then can build up the live-action Rise of the Guardians. Shit would be fire. And all be like these edgy, worn-out versions. See how that goes. I'd love to see what the Easter Bunny's like. Stellan Skarsgård. I could not remember his name. Okay, so you meant literal daddy. I mean, also you might find him daddy. I don't know, but he is the father of the other Skarsgårds. Nicolas Cage did a nice job as Dracula in Renfield. I actually read it as you spelled it for a second. Still haven't seen it. Still have not seen it. Stellan's great choice. Killed it in that. What's up, Daniel? How are you doing, man? I'm doing good. Two people with frost powers and tragic past. I think that's why we shipped them. Losers is a good film, especially seeing Cap, Heimdall, Gamora, and the Comedian on the same screen is amazing. Really? I didn't know the full cast. I'm gonna have to really check this movie out, man. The fact that I immediately thought of Alex when I saw Daddy Skarsgård is telling. That's why I asked for specification, because my brain also went to Alex Skarsgård. Creed 3 was this year too, like that too. That's another thing, because I reacted to it, I forget that movie actually came out in theaters this year. So Creed 3 is also on my list. Stellan Skarsgård, Cillian Murphy, I always say Cillian. Cillian Murphy, Jared Harris, and Kevin Conroy. Cillian Murphy I do really like a lot. Yeah, no, we were right there with you, Nightwhelmed. Stellan has the range, darling, especially with Andor, Chernobyl, and then the MCU. I'd go Gold Ranger, that is. I rented Mandy. I hated it. I love almost everything, but not that. I recommend Caller Out of Space. Also, I heard really good stuff about that too. Love that one. I'll have to check them out one of these days. I like Creed 3, but it felt like it was going slow burn, build up, and then it felt like a rush to the end. Like, could have used another 15 to 20 minutes, in my opinion. Yeah, like I think I said that in my review. Something about the structuring and the pace of the film was a little weird. It didn't flow as well as the first two Creeds, or really any of the Rocky films, for that matter. I don't care if I die being so OP. I wouldn't care. Fair enough. Harley. Psychiatrist. STEM. Mad Hatter with his mind control, also true. Riddler was in game design, which involves math. Joker knows his chemicals. Joker learned his chemicals. I mean, he was just a comedian before. A failed comedian, if we go with his backstory. I would never consider Joker a STEM researcher or a STEM career person. Riddler, I guess you could say, but what was the original Riddler's backstory? You might be right. I'm not going to fight you on that one. And I was actually going to say Mad Hatter because he did invent the hat, because the hat is technology. Now, sounds great, but my definition of daddy is different, I guess. Depends on if you mean it literally or in the other sense. Is science as it includes medicine? Fair. Fair. Clayface was an actor. So psychology is part of the STEM. Dude, yesterday was the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park and no one is talking about it. Never mind. That is true. Nobody, I heard people talking about the lead up to that. But when it happened, not a word. First movie I ever saw in theaters. Never mind, beat me to it. Don't you get me on a soapbox. Ew. I mean, you should watch Jurassic Park. It's such a good movie. It's my favorite movie of all time, and I got a poster. Do you think I've got a poster and I haven't seen the movie, Daniel? It's my favorite movie of all time. I read the book. I have a different definition of daddy, too. Yeah, we're just all perverts. I think that's all we're learning right now. Glad I'm not alone. Super turbo speed abilities were expanded on in the extended Ranger universe in the series Bloodline of the Grid, but it was sadly only an idea in actually the show. They never capitalized on it. Gotcha. I want to read the Boom comics, though. There's some stuff going on currently that I've just kind of read in passing, but I've just not been jiving with. But like some of the earlier stuff, I really do want to read about that. I do want to read the stuff that Amy Jo Johnson's about to write, release, I think, in the later part of the year. What's up, Megwin? How you doing? Step 1 of being a villain: never go in a hallway. That's very accurate. Very true. Lots of coming together here. To be fair to the guy, most people in Vikings are not really good people. I mean, you do kind of do the R thing and pillage and murder and all that stuff, you know. ATS was apparently the longest anime movie ever in the West, 2 hours and 16 minutes. Why do you think animated movies are shorter usually? Like DC ones that are more adult or even often around hour 15 or so. Honestly, I think it's one, how long it takes to do an animated movie is also depending on, they generally seem to take longer to put together. And other than that, I can't really tell you why. They're expensive because of that time that goes into it. Outside of that, I'm not sure. That's a good thing. I'd be curious to see because I've never really pondered it. Because the adult outlier for like those films wouldn't add up to with what I would say, which is generally they're aimed at younger audiences and they want to get as many showings in. They don't think they'll hold their attention, so they want to keep it as short and paced, like quippy, as fast, like just have it smooth beginning to end as quick as they can, so that nobody's getting bored. But even the adult ones are like that too. So I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Address that one. We'll get you some lime green and black pom-poms for the X-Files cheering. Lime green for aliens, of course. Dude, have you guys seen all the UFO shit that's been popping up here lately? From official places? It's kind of crazy. Also, when you get the green candle, cause the dragon powers to be lost. The Dragon's Sword itself simply went inactive until the dagger and the silver transferred to Jason. Even then, it didn't use it much. That's true. That's weird. Why that didn't happen. Well, you know why. And show-wise, they just kind of ran out of footage, I think. That didn't match up with what they were doing. Did you know the comics Reverse Flash created Zoom to torture Barry's nephew, Wally, to torture the West Allen family even more. Hunter Zolomon is such a menace. He made Wally's wife, Linda, miscarry. Yeah, I do know about all that. Timothy Chancellor. Oh, by the way, just a bit of an update from last week. Officially signed up to pass in front of the jury for my diploma. Hell yeah. And since I'm a high school dropout next year, hell yeah. Good luck, man. Go for it. Get it. Baby made him watch happened and said, I'm making you a better hero. What a fucker, dude. That's so messed up, man. I remember this character. Done. Congrats. Good luck. Take me with you. With the hope to sign up for college if I succeed. Good luck. Like, for real, good luck. You got this. I believe in you. I do. I'm gonna do the damn thing. If not. Thank you guys. It means a lot. I really do. You got this. Nerd. So you're gonna play yourself? I think that was what I was talking about, my character. Yeah. Can see John and Hayden getting Julie back for Cobra Kai Season 6. I hope we don't end the show without Julie coming back. I really would be disappointed. I know a lot of people won't. A lot of people don't want her anywhere near the show. But I personally would be very disappointed if the show comes to a conclusion and we never once have Julie Pierce in the show. Oh my gosh, Superman and Lois is so good this season. Have a favorite episode? 4. The one with Clark. Was it 4 or 5? Whichever one it was with Clark in the diner with Candace's dad. Want Dylan O'Brien to play Wally West Flash in James Gunn's DCU. Not a bad one. So Charlie. Dead City comes out next week. Are you serious? Next week? I haven't heard shit about this thing, man. Any chance you'll react to it, at least the pilot? If it's good, maybe keep going. I think it looks good and I love more Negan. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm up for it. Personally. But we'll see. We'll see. But I'm not really planning on it at the moment. Or Nightwing. Nightwing would be a good one too. Burp Moan. I don't know, obviously he's an incredible actor, but I think he's right for Dick. I don't think he's right for Dick. Sorry. Burping talking. Superman and Lois has become my favorite superhero show right there with the boys at Invincible. It's really freaking good. I hope it doesn't get canceled. It's not looking too good right now. I think they either go for an acrobat or gymnast and or Romani, since he's been Romani for the past 20 years. We'll see what they do. But I do think somebody being an actual gymnast could really help, though. He's right for Dick, too. Rewatched it. Lois is perfect in that show. Are you planning to react to more anime in the future? I would like to. I mean, when the final thing for Attack on Titans come out, I'm going to be watching that, but on the channel. But outside of that, I don't know. I'm still very apprehensive of anime, man. It's a very scary territory for little channels to dive into. Blue Beetle needs to be a good movie. Worse, okay. Any lower, it'll be sociopathic murder. Oh, God. Just don't be rude in the chat and you'll be fine. What's up, Charlie? Hoping David Crosby gets cast as Superman, Emma McKay as Lois, and Nicholas Hoult as Lex. It's an interesting pair-up, but we'll see what happens, man. Really love Superman and Lois. I can't wait to see the last 2 episodes. I, too, am terrified of it not getting renewed. I love that Mannheim set in motion his own downfall out of love. Yeah, you called that, man. You really nailed that one. I want to do a Ranger D&D. It's 200 years after the Dino Fury season and a legendary war that's happened with the big bads winning, each taking claim to a country on Earth, and the Rangers are lost. Yeah, there is a D&D offshoot tabletop for Rangers. Buddy of mine was thinking about starting a thing up for it, but it didn't happen. I feel like Dylan O'Brien could have been a great Spider-Man Flash or Nightwing. That'd be my personal pick. Is that the 90s show? I remember liking it. It's been so long since I rewatched it. What was that? Wait, no. What are we talking about here? He's talking about the one that's going on right now, Superman and Lois, right? Or was this a reply to a different message of just bread? They already whitewashed Wanda. Would be sad if they did it to Dick too. Well, Wanda was always Romani, right? I would be a little forgiving for Dick because that wasn't always established. But with Wanda, I think like from the get-go, from creation, both her and Pietro were both Romani. So that I definitely understand. But either way, for Dick, I just hope they get the right person, you know. That would make it work. Looks the part, and you gotta have the ass. You gotta have the ass. I think as of now, Bitsy is the definitive live-action Lois. That's where I stand at the moment. I wonder what they're going to do with Bizarro and Superman Lois. Might link with Lex Luthor. I don't know. I've got no idea what's going to happen right now. How it's going to link up or connect. Just so you have your opinion. Just kidding. You can have your... But come on. Oliver in the comics is your everyman superhero. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I need to give him a chance. Maybe I'm just still living on the jaded side of my little youth. In the promo for the next episode, it's all about Lex, so get ready for a great performance of Lex Luthor. I cannot wait. Though her being Romani was a lot more integral to her character than Dick. Yeah, it's very ingrained in her story, too. Dick, it was just kind of like some added flavor. It's always weird to talk about Dick, and then I start adding like other words, and then out of context, it could be really weird. Talk about Dick and flavors. Some Rangers died and have gone into hiding and lost their powers. However, 5 random people will come together, and that they will try to reclaim their home, and more they uncover the hidden connection. I mean, it sounds like a good idea, man. Red to the morphing grid itself. It sounds cool, dude. Just ignore my last comment. I was thinking of Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman. See, that's what I was thinking you were getting mixed up on. I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes of that one. The only person I know that's seen it all is my friend who's got every Superman thing ever on DVD and stuff. Yeah, The Losers is great. It's like I've been saying, Omni, it's just dumb fun action. Cool. I'm excited for Superman Legacy. I just want it to be good. I hope it's good. I'm excited to check it out. Cillian Murphy should have been Batman in Batman Begins. There is test footage of him as Batman, but they went with Christian Bale instead. You know, thinking on it, I don't know. I don't know if he would have been a great for Batman. I like what they did with him, even though he became a punchline in the next 2 films. But yeah, I can sympathize with that. What's up, Mr. Crumbles? First stream watcher. Really love your content and perspective. Well, thank you, Mr. Crumbles. Thank you for joining. And yeah, I'm glad you enjoy the content. I think I've seen a comment or 2 of yours for sure. Thanks for stopping in. We do one of these usually every weekend. Next weekend I won't be doing a live stream, but I'll be out of town. But usually 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we start, and then we just go until I realize how long we've been going, which is 2 hours and 38 minutes. But it's okay. Sometimes we go for long and it just happens. Did I ever watch The Menu? I have not. I have not watched The Menu yet. I want to, though. If they do Superman Legacy like they did Superman animated movie Man of Tomorrow. Kind of in that vein and that vibe. I get you. I could be okay with that. Nobody Loses is one of the funniest openings in WB history. I'm really gonna have to see this movie. I don't really know anything about it. No, mock me. I will mock whoever I want. It's my chat. Of course, Joker is a failed comedian. Man, it's not funny at all. I don't know. He's funny in some fucked up kind of ways. I like his dark humor more than his actual jokes. Do you ever hear about Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin comic? I have. I haven't read it, but I know a bit about it. I know they're making a game about it. I know a general idea of the story, but just not really any of the details. But when it came out, I kept like paying attention to what was coming out. like online, so I could feel when the whole mystery was which turtle was the last Ronin, because it was a mystery for a while. So I did kind of check in every now and then for the reveal, and it's wild, man. I really hope they adapt that into something real cool later. Joker worked at Ace Chemicals. I don't remember Joker ever working at Ace Chemicals. Is that a thing? I don't remember that being a thing. I love the last Ronin comic. I need to read it. I really worry that John is going to quit firefighting because Kyle is going to treat him different now, knowing who his dad is. He needs to be able to create his own future with no super influence. That is a good point. He needs to be somewhere where no one knows his connections. You know? Wow. Sorry Hat is science, but not psychiatry. Oh my god. I mean, there is such a thing as textile engineering. I guess that's true. I wish Jurassic World Dominion could have featured Lex and Tim. Me too. What can you see them doing in another movie since they may continue? Honestly, I don't know, because we really don't know what they've become in the later years. I mean, we got a glimpse of them in The Lost World, but then they just kind of disappeared. I don't really have any good projections for that, you know? I mean, Tim could have grown up to be a dinosaur expert, you know, followed in the footsteps and stuff that he was kind of definitely set on, but you don't always follow up on what you were into as a kid. Most people don't also have the resources and luxury that they do as a kid, given who their grandfather was. Lex, being like a systems engineer, software engineer, or like a security analyst, or like an IT security analyst, cyber security analyst, that's what it's called. Something would be really cool. I mean, you can bring that into play. My definition of daddy is the literal definition of daddy. Fair enough. What are we, some kind of pervert squad? What's going on here? Edna from The Incredibles is one. What? Everything Lord Draken is great. Agreed. Best Ranger villain since Vengeance. Agreed. Joker's chemical knowledge is self-taught. He's definitely not STEM, but he doesn't know his chemicals to create toxins, lactic acid, and acids. Very true. You want to know how I got these scars? Joker worked at a chemical plant, bro. I don't remember him actually working there. Like that, I don't remember that being his day job. I could be wrong. I'm always wrong. Not always wrong, but I'm wrong about some stuff. Quite a lot. What is or was your top 6 Ranger seasons? Mine are Mighty Morphin, Space Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, Wild Force, Ninja Storm. Mighty Morphin. I'm gonna clump all 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin together. Mighty Morphin, Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm, RPM, and In Space, I think. I trust James Gunn and the DCU after watching The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's where I'm at. I'm still cautiously optimistic, but I'll stay at that. I'm still cautious about it. DC has hurt me so much. Made a soda can into a harmonica and tried to play it, and I cut my face. I look like a smile. Yeah, be careful. You implying you got them by perving? What's up, Jordan? Welcome. A reference working at Ace Chemicals during the heist. I'll have to go back and double check that because I don't remember that being a thing. Do you think that the Flash movie is going to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Is going to be beat, or I'm not sure exactly what you mean. But probably not. I mean, probably, because it's animation. But, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. The Flash is a wild card right now. Episode 4 with Clark and the diner. Yes. He's not funny. He gets to pissing contest with prepubescence over Batman's attention, so he doesn't count. But I like Julie. She's a cool Karate Kid character. I agree. I really love that movie. It's not the best of the three, but it's still really good. Rest in peace to Briscoe, Superstar, Billy Graham, and the Iron Sheik. Huh? Hold on. Oh, okay. The wrestlers. Damn. I don't remember them, to be honest, but rip, as always. You said, I'm not a robot. If Sony ever were to bring back 1994 Spider-Man from the animated series, they should bring him back or Beyond the Spider-Verse so he can find his wife, MJ. See, that's the weird thing about that, too, is they had Superior Spider-Man in there. And that's always been wishy-washy on whether or not, because it was a loose, and always quoted as loose, sequel to the 90s animated series. But there's way too many discrepancies between the two, so I don't personally consider them as such. So yeah, I would like to see him pop up. As much as that movie is just okay, Julie's still a part of the franchise and deserves some justice. I agree. I think the potential of Daniel and Julie interacting, given the way they were close with Miyagi. I would be shocked if she didn't come to the funeral when he died. That would be weird. Like, it would be weird to me also if they never met over the years, but I really do need to see them interact. I think she would be a great teacher for Sam and Tori. I agree. And she also learned things that he never taught Daniel, because obviously he taught her very differently. Tori's always given me Julie vibes for some reason. I can see that. I can see that for sure. Sean. We be reacting to the Good Omens 2 trailer. No, because I haven't finished Good Omens season 1 yet. I've still only seen the first 3 episodes. I have not finished the first season, so I don't want to spoil anything by watching the trailer for it. I believe that the liberal ideology is incredibly corrupt and destructive for population of homelessness. What did this have to do with anything? Blue Beetle's underrated. Very. Hope we are done with Sarah and Jordan drama because I think that's the weakest point of the season. I mean, it just depends on what they do with it, but it really does seem to kind of be going nowhere at the moment, and that's one of the criticisms I brought up in the last episode was that I don't know where this is going. I mean, it's realistic. I've been in that situation. I've seen people in that situation. Like, it's how it plays out. It's just, I don't know how invested I am in it, but we'll see. Cobra Kai needs to bring Julie in for the sole reason of her father was Miyagi's first student, and his death is why he didn't train another person until Daniel. It's another huge thing. I missed The Flash so much this week, it feels weird not to watch it anymore. Still can't believe it's done. It's a weird feeling. That's for sure. Anytime a show ends and it falls off the radar, it's a weird period of acclimation. In the end, it doesn't really matter. Dylan O'Brien has said he did not want to be in a superhero movie. Really? Well, damn. No, Mom. Erica Durance is the best and hottest Lois. Hottest does not equal best. Just saying. But I agree with that sentiment. Any collabs coming up? Other than one of these days being on Eric's Reloaded stream, I don't really have anything lined up. Me and Greg we're talking about something, but he's been too busy to. He's just been so wrapped up and stuff, man. So I don't know what we're planning on doing if or when our next little joint venture is going to be. It's Pride Month. It is Pride Month. We mentioned that earlier as well. But yes, indeed it is. And just a heads up, our For anybody who's not like a member or whatever, the reaction that won our poll that will be coming out this month is Call Me By Your Name, which I think was just pretty fitting of a movie to come out to win the poll for this month. But that may have also been why it won the poll for coming out this month. But otherwise, great coincidence that happened. Beautiful movie, though. Beautiful movie. This is what happened when you name your fictional character Dick. Oh, I think that was in response, me talking about Juicy Dick or Flavored Dick or whatever, and you're like, it is Pride Month, and I was like, fair enough. That is a good point. They knew what they were doing. I thought when I saw Bizarro at the end of the episode, he was going to transform into Doomsday. I guess I was wrong. I thought somebody was going to transform. I thought Pia was going to transform thanks to the serum or something. That's what I thought might happen. But yeah, that didn't go that way. I don't know what's going on with Bizarro. My guess is he might be some pseudo. He might just now be Bizarro, or he might be like he might become like a Solomon Grundy type or something at this point. I think after the bait and switch with the Doomsday suit, I don't think they would go back and do Doomsday another Doomsday shtick again. But you never know. What's this? Where were we? Between this and that fairy comment from last week. It's very true. Can't wait until the homies at Heroes Reforged watch Superman and Lois. I'm wondering who's going to cry first. I'm betting Adam, but Hector is a very, very close second. I thought they've been watching it. They just haven't been reacting to it. Or did they start it? I swear I remember seeing them talking about it. I thought they had done it. Maybe I'm living in some alternate reality or something. I don't know. Almost 3 hours. No mock me. What's up, Neutrino? Love the channel. It's 4 a.m. gang here. Man, a lot of late people coming in here to play. But thank you for tuning in. It's even funnier when you talk about a writer's version of Dick. Like the number of times I said I don't like Tom Taylor and his dick is not really good. That's a good point. That is a good point. I love Lois and Clark. I watched it when it first aired. I'm in the whole series now. It's the best. So much 90s cheese and awesomeness. I've not heard anything bad about the show ever, other than, some opinions that may or may not be shared about some of the actors' personal lives in recent years, but that's a whole other story I'm not going to get into. Superman and Lois is doing so much more than other shows with the cancer story. It's actually showing us things Lois is going through, and I like the talks with Pia. Me too, man. I've loved so much all the stuff they've been doing with that. Dick's Sporting Goods. Who's your favorite version of Penguin? Mine is Gotham and the animated series. Those are also my two favorite versions. If we're talking strictly live action, yeah, it's the Gotham version for sure. Even though it's Sony's job to announce a new Spider-Man movie, can you see Kevin Feige influencing them to have Miles live action be in the MCU as a spinoff to Tom's fourth film? I can't see that happening for a while. I don't think that'll happen in the MCU for some time. At least I would maybe expect that to be maybe like an end of this next Spider-Man trilogy with Tom, possibly. But you never know. Has anyone ever seen the superhero movie Hancock? I have. I've seen it in theaters. It does also have a weird name. Died again. RIP. I'd love to see the next Jurassic movie feature Lex, Tim, and Kelly. I would also like Kelly. Team up with Kayla and Ramsey, the new characters from Dominion. That would be fun. I really would love to see them come back, but also I understand the reason for staying away from it. But yes. Yes. Power Rangers Jungle Fury is hella underrated. I haven't watched it, so I can't really speak to it. I think that was a retcon to explain his looks and what happened to him, I guess. I wonder if there was a second choice, was Hancock. The night comes. Ta-da! Fury, the mighty fist. I mean, didn't he ejaculate a hole in his roof in that movie? Hey, Omni, why is Nightwing good with the ladies? Because they like dick. Get it? It's funny. Because his name's Dick. Get it? Dick. It's funny because penis, also the name I made a funny. Splinter. Ha ha! I made a funny. Actually saving people. Not too long have we had movies where Superman isn't focused on fighting the villain. I think he still needs a villain, but I do think we need to focus on being like the everyman. For sure. A man of the people. The man keeps telling different versions of his backstory every time you see him. He definitely was a comedian and a mobster, though. Will Smith is the only reason. I mean, possibly. We don't know. We don't really know anything. But that's the fun of it, isn't it? Will Smith is the only reason why people watch that movie. Yeah. And you had Jason Bateman in there as his PR rep. After the slap, everyone started talking about that movie. Really? I didn't really hear that come up in the conversation at all. But I wouldn't be surprised. Is there anything specifically you want to see in Beyond the Spider-Verse? Are you down for the? Are you just down for the ride? Because I know we are all going to kill it anyway. Yeah, I think I'm just down for the ride. I'm pretty just on board. I don't really have a lot of speculations or anything like that. Is dead? Is stream dead for you guys? It froze for a minute. It's back. I didn't see a hiccup, and it doesn't say I dropped any frames, so maybe you guys just have bad browser internet stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's not me this time. Even though it happened to Barry too, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't really have any specifics for it. I really don't. Top 5 Power Ranger shows for me are Mighty Morphin, Jungle Fury, Ninja Storm, RPM, and Zeo. I love the meta-ness of RPM. They just kind of said fuck it that season, and I like that about it. The heist in The Killing Joke, he specifically said I used to work there, and they must have changed it since I left. I mean, that's to be fair, but again, I'll just add this. My dad worked at a chemical plant, but I would never in my life say he was a STEM student. Hope Disney revives Spider-Man the Animated Series like they're doing with X-Men 97. It sucks that it would be impossible for Spectacular to come back. That is also true. I would love that, though, if they brought it back and continued it. That would be awesome. Do you think the Flash movie is going to top Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Reception-wise, probably not. Box office-wise, I don't know. It's tough. Spider-Verse has a huge following. It's doing well. It's got legs. But Flash is just, we'll just have to see how general audiences, like, I'm up in the air for it because everybody in the sphere is going to be loving it. Or at least checking it out, but I don't know. It's got baggage with it, so it just depends on if it can overcome that and people look past it and how word of mouth goes. So I can't say for sure, but I would probably, I don't know. If I had to bet money, I would probably say The Flash maybe in the long run is might end up making more of the box office just because live action tends to make more money in general than animated stuff. In general, you have anomalies like Mario Brothers, Frozen, stuff like that. It happens, but I don't know. We'll see. This is Across the Spider-Verse. It's Spider-Man. That very much so could be a very different conversation. I honestly, I can't even tell you. I don't know how much Into the Spider-Verse made. Yeah, I didn't see that comment. Should have removed it. It's fine. It's fine. It happens. Really surprised when we see say Tom's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I wasn't. I didn't think they would poke that bear at all. He's in the MCU. They wanted to reference it. They referenced the stuff they owned. They wholly own. So I wholly did not expect us to see him at all. Thoughts on Nightcrawler with Jack Gyllenhaal? I haven't seen it. It's a great performance. One of my favorite movie performances ever. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard nothing but great things about it. I know the general premise, but I haven't actually seen it. Power Rangers Once and Always Special is amazing. I loved it. It's got some problems, but I like it a lot. I loved it a lot. I wish they went with practical stuff, though, for some of the things, but read Nightcrawler and thought X-Men, as most people probably would. Power Rangers Once and Always got me crying. It was beautiful. Likewise. Would you not mind if Marvel did an A-Force movie? No, not at all. That'd be... Go for it. Have you guys ever seen Love, Simon? I have not. Oh, wait. I just looked it up. Golden Age Joker was a lab worker before he decided it was unfulfilling and became the Red Hood. He planned on stealing million and retire. Are you sure? Because I know the Killing Joke was I remember the Killing Joke was notable because it was the first thing to ever give Joker a backstory. So I would just double check the source on that, because I remember that was the first and only time a backstory was given to the Joker. And it's still not a reliable story. We still don't know if that story is true. Gotta go, Omni. Have a great weekend, bro. Take care. You too. Thanks for stopping in. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll hopefully see you for more conversations in 2 weeks. Have you guys seen the A-Team movie? I have not. I think Superman and Lois writers write themselves into corners. Evidence by Sophie, Jordan and Sarah and Jordan's relationship, mental health problems in youth, and Bizarro World and headaches. What happened there? That is a good point. If Bizarro is alive, Clark should be having some brain issues, right? But he did just, I don't know. That's a good point. MCU mics would be cool, but nowhere soon. Favorite character is Supergirl is Lex. John Cryer is amazing Lex Luthor. Third favorite Lex Luthor of all, after Clancy and Rosenbaum. Spicy take, Jesse Eisenberg is the fifth favorite. I mean, there's not a whole lot of Lex Luthors to go through, so I mean, he's got to be on the list somewhere, right? I like him more than I like Jesse Eisenberg more than I like the old school ones, just because I just don't vibe with that type of thing for me. Do you think Cross Spider-Verse is better than the Into the Spider-Verse? Well, if you watch my review, yes, I do. I definitely think that Across the Spider-Verse is better than Into the Spider-Verse in every way. Across the Spider-Verse is my third favorite Marvel movie. Whenever I hear Hancock, I think of FO4 and that ghoul. Fallout 4 and that ghoul. Oh, I see. Internet connection. What did I just see? He took a sip without taking a sip. Is dead? Stream dead for you guys? Is back. Really surprised when we saw Jordan develop X-ray vision, because I thought he developed it already. I thought that too, but thinking back on it, no, he hadn't actually used it ever before, so that was a first. Of course he missed my question because of the skip. Did you like Barry / watch Barry? I read that question. I read your question. Or did you miss the question? Or you think I missed the question? Because I read your question about Barry. I've not watched it, but it's on my list of shows to watch. Joker doesn't have a definitive origin in the character's benefit, in my opinion. Agreed. Can't say that to me, bitch. You're right. Omni just blamed it on us. Yep, it skipped, but no worries. Hey, what's up, Omni? What's up, Chaz? Just trying to catch up with the stream so we can close out and I can get some dinner. I checked. Yeah, I froze a bit. Nah. Stop gaslighting me, chat. Michael Keaton didn't come back for The Flash. I would have just loved a Batman Beyond movie set in the Burtonverse to act as a swan song for him. Still sucks that Batgirl. Maybe can. I can respect the sentiment. Again, I've said this many times. I'm not a fan of Batman Beyond. So, I don't know. An adaptation could change that. If he was going to be the mentor to Batgirl, like that was kind of the plan, could be different. Could be a different whole thing that they were going to be doing. But I'm one of those few people that I'm not a huge lover of Batman Beyond. Maybe I need to watch it again in my later years, but I definitely didn't really get it. I never got excited for it when it came on when I was younger. Spectacular needs to have a second season more than any other superhero show. It's gotta be really good if I were to say that. I've never seen it, so I can't speak for it, but I can think of a couple of shows I would really prefer to have, even just over like any of the Spider-Man animated series that I've seen. But I don't know how good the show is. I've just seen the animation and some one clip, and that's it. I like Batman Beyond, but I don't think it needs a solo movie. But yeah, Charlie Sheen in The Flash could have been cool. Seen A-Team with Liam Neeson. It was a fun, bad movie, and I own it. 3 hours, baby! I win again. Golden Age Joker isn't the main Joker either. They're on Earth 2. The prime DC continuity is Earth 0, I believe. Well, then we're not even talking about the same Joker yet. Just kidding. Yep, I'm sure. Thanks for comments. 168. I don't know. Let's see. You might have to give you that one. The A-teams like Fast and Furious, kinda, but like on purpose, and not originally normal people becoming superheroes. True. Do you like Disney and Pixar films and shows? Of course, I do indeed. It's not the main Joker, which was kind of a retcon, but it's possible that the bit of the Killing Joke was a reference to his job from the Golden Age. That could be it, because I'm thinking canon Joker, or the main Earth 1 Prime whatever stuff is what I'm thinking. What's some of your top TV series? Check out my top 10 favorite TV shows video of all time, though that has changed. So I can tell you what is now on that list, but I do recommend you check out the video. I just have to find it. I don't remember where I put that. Since I got the new computer, I don't remember where I saved some of my stuff. I think it's on this one. Yeah, here it is. So, X-Files, #1 show of all time. Hands down, that will never change. Friends, Breaking Bad, Doctor Who, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Avatar The Last Airbender, Arrow, The Legend of Vox Machina, Cobra Kai, Stranger Things. Do you like Disney picture films and shows? So you're willing to watch some of these shows? Well, I've watched every Pixar film that has come out in recent years. The only ones I haven't seen are Up and any of the Cars movies. I think I've seen everything else, unless there's something I'm missing. And I've seen every Disney animated movie that's been made, and most of the live action stuff. So yeah, of course. Grew up on Disney and Pixar. Played Arkham Knight for the first time. Have fun. I do like the game, even though, my God, did Rocksteady piss me off with that game, man. For other reasons, which I will not say because it's a spoiler. Yeah, I need dinner, too. Me, too. You know, if we all agree that it froze, then it's probably your fault, not ours. Well, you can say that, but, you know, mass hysteria is the thing. Batman Beyond and Miles look too similar. Kinda. Really like the suit design in Batman Beyond, though, to be honest. I understand your sentiment about Beyond. I think him training Batgirl would have been a great replacement for that. Respect that take. But BB really made Terry likable and proved Kevin Conroy could play any Batman at any point in his life. I didn't think that would have been in question. And, idea. Stop spamming, please. I like the all black suits and the red logo. In some cases with Miles. With white eyes. I do like it. I mean, for shows, I mean, it just depends on if it interests me at all. There has not been a show that has come up recently that interests me one bit, though, I will say. I mean, other than it's Lucasfilm, though. It's not, I mean, it's still Disney, but I mean, all the Marvel shows, all the Star Wars shows, I watch all of those. I react to all of those. React to the Willow, but like released under the Disney umbrella, like under the Disney brand logo itself, I've not seen a single one that interests me in the modern Disney Plus era. Sister 18 Family, Fly by a Tank. Recommend Disney's Secrets of Sulfur Secrets and some Disney animated shows. I've never heard of that the Sulfur Secrets thing. Never heard of that. So I can't tell you about that one. Maybe we're all conveniently crashed at the same time. You're talking about dinner? It's 1 a.m. here. I just want to go to bed. Pop-Tart wishes everyone a good weekend. I give no concessions, Sean. Nightwhelmed? More? Night owl sleep? Dude, dang. Watched a walkthrough on it a long time ago. I hate how heavily reliant the game is on the Batmobile. Oh my God, that's some of the worst shit in that game. Oh, it's so frustrating. Forgot to even click on this. Let's see. My comment was eaten by the chat. Which comment? Is it because I said fucking? Or because I said dick was a dilf? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see that. I'll eat you. Cannibalism. Because, am I wrong? You're not wrong. Ahsoka's probably going to be pretty good because Filoni wrote all the episodes, I believe. Secrets of Sulphur Springs. Yeah, I don't know that one. I've heard some people being upset about that, and I was like, fuck you. I'm excited for it because he's writing all of them. I've seen DuckTales, both shows. I have refused to watch the final episode of the new one, though, because I don't want it to end or to admit it ended. So I haven't seen the final episode yet. I approved it, but I guess I didn't like hearing about Dilf Dick. I want to watch Spider-Verse 2 again. I wouldn't mind doing that again. The chat has bad taste then. It's okay. We all know this chat likes Dick. And Streamlabs hasn't updated any more of the chat yet. Oh, just did. YouTube's been sensitive lately with certain comments. We heard the rumor that Marvel might split Secret Wars into 2 parts. I have not heard that one. I have not. That'd be interesting. Chat has eaten some of my comments. What's up, Juan? How's your day been? Love you, man. Been good. We're about to wrap up, though. We're already an hour and 11 minutes longer than I usually plan on going. Night Owl Dick was almost a Talon, so it works for me. That's true. Show the Lego section of the animation reminding me of you. Aww. Alright, guys. Let's wrap up. I'm caught up. This is a fun one, though. Thank you, guys. And I don't know if he's still in here, but Eric, thank you so much for the super chats. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out and the conversation. And I'm going to get some food. And I don't know. See what happens. I don't know what I have planned for tonight, really. Maybe watch part 2 of that other movie series that I'm working on plowing through over the next couple of weeks. But we'll see. Guys, thank you all. Again, there won't be a live stream this next Saturday. We'll be back the Saturday after. So keep that in mind. So we'll be diving right into Flash spoilers when we have our next live stream. So be warned. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all next time. Have a good week.